こんばんは、べるたんです。今日も FF16 やっていきたいと思います。でですね、新しい、取り手、隠れ家に移って、来たばっかりですね。まだ何もしていないです。で、実は今日8月10日で、明日がね、クラウドの、誕生日なんだよね。なので、この新しい、拠点でお酒が確かみんなにね、おごることができるので、0時になったらね、そのお祝いもやりたいと思っております。はい。私がクラウド推しなんでね、お誕生日はちょっと祝いたいなと思ってます。で、ちょっとね、今日始めるにあたり、準備をしてたんですけど、なぜか、システムアップデートが来ていて、ちょっとね、それで10分ぐらい手間取り、今に至っているので、何の用意もできていないと。本当はね、本当は、やる前に、アビリティのセットとか、そういうね、もろもろのことを少しやっておきたかったんですけど、それが全くできてないみたいな感じですね。ちょっと、アビリティのセットは、要は、実績解除をしていきたい、トロフィーを取りたいので、アビリティのセットをしたかったんだけど、これはね、一応セットして、ジャンプ中にこの技を使って敵を倒せばいいのかな。で、これも同じ。あともう1個あるらしいんだけど、ちょっとそれはまだつけてないですね。多分ね、1個ずつやればいいんじゃないかなと思ってるんだよね。じゃないとさ、3つ一緒には無理だと思うんだよ。空中にいる間にさ、これとこれで敵をやっつけて、そういうのは無理だもんね。だって、とどめ刺さなくちゃいけないんだから。だから、これとこれの実績が解除できたらもう1個のやつを取り替えて、解除していきたいなと。あと、ラムーだね。ラムーもちょっとあるらしく、それをちょっとつけていきたい。ただこれがね、いや、これだと思うんだよね。これで、じゃないよ。なんか放電なんかやらなくちゃいけないんだよね。これかないや、これかどれだわからん。ちょっと待ってね。そういうことをやっておきたかったんだよね。やっておきたかったんだけど、できなかった。ライトニングロッドが消滅するまでの間に、敵の攻撃で3回放電させた。ライトニングロッド。ライトニングロッドとは違う。多分これかな、ライトニングロッドって。違う？やばい、わからんぞ。どれだろう？放電をして、なんちゃら。取ってないのか？いや、そんなことは。あ、取ってないんだ。取れないまさか。まあ、振り直すことはできるんだけど、じゃあ、これは、後でやりましょう。今、とりあえず、待って。これね、なんでもいいからつけておきましょう。これと、あともう一個。これはダメ。縛りでね、これは使わないことにしてるんで、これ。はい。で、ちょっと慣れていこうかな。で、今回の英語版クライブくんは、ここに初めて来てるので、いろいろね、お話を聞きながら上に行きたいと思います。はい。一応、ざっと聞いたのかな？もう一回やれ。よし。いいね。
Otto will want to know what happened in Cosness. I expect he'll be in the mess.
じゃあ、オットーに話しかけに行こうね。もう1日やってないだけで、全然やってない感じ。こう、英語のやつってさ、一生懸命聞くからさ、本当に話中にかぶせられないんだよね、声を。他の人も聞いてるだろうし、私も聞いてるからさ。どうもだから、すごい無言の時がさ、長くなっちゃってさ、それが悩みだよね。実況者泣かせよ。
Clive, is everything all right?
オーライ。どうも。さてと、オットーに話す前にみんなに話しかけたいな。オットーに話しかけてもいいんだけど、もしかしたらセリフが変わっちゃう人もいるかもしれないからね。
All operations are suspended until further notice.
ドリス。
Yes, Captain. I'll let the others know.
あれ、この二人は
finished sorting those reports yet?
Finished? I ain't started. Been busy enough with my own work.
あら。
You're pulling my leg, aren't you? Otto's gonna skin me alive.
こんなこと言ってたんだ。3回目にしてやっと聞いたんだけど。1回目も2回目も、こう、なんて言うんだろう、こう、リズムゲームの中のリズムを大切にしてたからさ、あんまり、なんかここさ、ちょっと違うなこんな、かかってたっけ
War is brewing. I can feel it.
ビビアンさんもいろいろ考えてるね。お、ネクタールにも話しかけよう、後で。
I hope you don't mind, Sid. I changed the linens in your chambers while you were away.
ありがとう。留守中に敷布を、シーツを洗ってくれた。意味シーツを。なんかごめんね、汚しちゃって。よいしょ。ネクタル。この掲示板が気になるなら、後でまた来るっぽ。モグが直々に教えてあげるくぽ。ありがとう。よいしょ。
Lady Tyre is performing a delicate operation and must not be disturbed. I'll let her
大
know
事
you
な施
called.
術。あれかこのベアラーの印を取る手術かな施術かな言えない。
Escape from the slave markets. How'd you manage that?
すごいね。
I had some help, but it was mostly luck. The others weren't so lucky.
勇気あるね。逃げてきたんだ。なんかさ、たまにさ、すごい行動力のあるベアラーとかいるじゃない？そういう人ってさ、多分元々のベアラーじゃないんじゃないかなって思うんだよね。
No one works longer or harder than our Otto. You can scour the whole of Storm and Ash, and you won't find a better man.
この人のね、声もいろいろ見守っていこうね。まだミドが来てないから、多分。ここも塞がってるね。
Can't catch a wink with all the clamour in the hall. The atrium's quiet this time of day.
上にね。あんまり変わらなそうだな。でも、英語のセリフはね、一回聞きたいもんね。
Sid, what's the special occasion? You're welcome to join us for a spell, if you think Jill won't mind.
一緒に休む？お、宝。庭チョコボがあっちで叫んでる。こっちから行けたっけ？行けないか。あ、行けた。
What's the matter, Sid? You look as pale as the day your predecessor slung you in the cell next to mine. Not about to have another fit, are you? Of course you aren't. You're a changed man now. We both are.
出れてよかったね。こんなところにいたら危ないんじゃないかな。
Go on. Eat up. You won't grow fat pecking at hay.
まあでも、シドたちのね、強さがよく分かっただろうから、逃げることはないかな。よし、こう眠いでは分かるよね。この組織がどんだけヤバい組織かっていうのがね。で、ここら辺にも子供たちがいると思うんだけど。
Charlie says I can't go and play until I finish my sums.
Well then hurry up and finish them! We need 3 for curling geese.
Ah, Sid. We were just about to start our next lesson. You're welcome to join us. But be warned. I tolerate absolutely no tomfoolery.
なるほど、全く分かんないね。なんか翻訳をね、してくれた人がツイッターにいたけれども、全く読めない。
Good day to you, Sid.
どうも。みんな 挨拶してくれる。嬉しい。結構英語版は指導って呼んでくれるね。まあ日本語でも呼んでくれてたかもしれないけど、呼んでくれる率がちょっと高い気がするな。これまっすぐだね。あとは
Nearly half the crates were lost to bandits.
But half weren't, and their contents will see us through the season.
こっちの下も。この人は話してくれないな。
Where did we put that sack of line? Sack of line.
この人いたっけ？やっぱりあんまり覚えてない。
bloomed at all is a blessing in itself.
綺麗だよね。この人はダメよ。あとここの奥とまだ全然まだ植物が育ってない。ナイジェル。
Much was lost when the first hideaway fell. Colleagues and friends. Years of hard work. But we did not let that loss defeat us. And our work will not be in vain. No. The spirits of our fallen comrades live on in every leaf and limb you see here.
本当に5年間でよくここまでねなったもんだと思う。まだまだ増やせそうだけど。
Not the ether. It's the water.
この水は綺麗なんだね。ミドが作ってくれた装置のおかげでね。この辺も後でだんだんね花畑になるから。お、シャル。
This tongue here pulls the black from the lake water and renders it clear. You'll have to ask Mid if you want to know how it works, though.
ね、すごいよね。でもなんかね、聞いたことある。滝壺のさ、原理ってすごい理にかなってるっていうか、衝撃でね、綺麗になるらしいよ。よくわかんないけど。なんかこう、滝壺とかさ、滝の水って綺麗じゃない？なんか、そういうのあるらしい。ふわっとした知識。何かで聞いたふわっとした知識。よくわかんないけど、こう、すごいところからこう、落ちてきてる、なんか衝撃があるとね、綺麗になるらしい。嘘かどうかは知らない。
Look, Sid. Squeaks wants to meet you. I can keep him, can't I? Can't I?
かわいいね。まあでも疫病の元だからあんまりここにいてほしくはないけどチューちゃんはダメよ。チューちゃんはほんとチューちゃんはあっという間に広がるからね。
What do you need?
ここの隠れ家について。
Thinks you ain't too bad.
この辺は日本語版と同じだからささっといきましょう。一応聞いといてね。
You've forgotten already? Because I haven't. Still.
はい。
Saying Fordian, do you?
特にねないんだよね。ただちょっと剣はね変えようかなと思っていて、これもね時間があればやりたかったんだけど、今持ってるやつって最強の剣を装備してるんですよ。でビジュアルがね、ほらパパからもらった剣じゃないわけ。それがちょっと寂しいなと思っていて、パパからもらった剣に直したいんだよね。名前を忘れちゃってさ、それを
Here it is. The secret's in the bellows, you know. They're Master Sid's own design. The other Master Sid.
すごいよね。すごい設計だと思う。
Have you been to the toll? I hear a new shipment's just arrived.
Oh, no. I still owe her for the hairpin I bought my wife.
何を言ったっけ？あ、そうそう、それで時間があればそれも直しておこうと思ったんだけど、ちょっと
You didn't happen to run out of potions while you're away, did you? We've a fine selection of tonics and tinctures. Oh, perhaps you'd be interested in some new accoutrement.
ちゃんと言ってよ。
Is it business or pleasure? If you're gonna buy some, be quick about it.
カロンバーさんのここら辺の買った試しがほぼない。この辺もまあ後で買いたいけど今お金ないからね。ポーションだけ買っておこうか。でもポーション1個ぐらいは取れるんだよね。いいか。申し訳ない。で、クラウドの誕生日の時間になったらここでみんなに振る舞ってお祝いをしようかなと思ってます。
How am I getting on? Ah, about as well as you'd expect of a barmaid pouring sour ale for penniless outlaws in the middle of the Deadlands. And it'd be worse than that if Molly here didn't make the best stew this side of Stone here, even if it is mostly just yesterday's leavings. Don't tell her you heard that from me, though.
後でね、後で飲みます。みんなと一緒にね。
Keep your mug handy.
今日はじゃない、明日日付が変わったらクラドの誕生日だから。
Oh, sadly not. Molly used the last of the chocobo in the stew.
人気なんだね。きっと美味しいんだろうな。今までチョコボを食べるっていう概念がなかったもんね。びっくりしたよ。庭チョコボというチョコボを食べる。
Well, I should be getting back to it. Unless you'd rather.
みんないっぱい働いてくれて、こっちにはるちゃんがいるね。あ、入れないのか。
Shelves are closed. Sign outside should have told you. Yeah, the sign outside should have told you.
あ、そうなんだ。
There's no sign.
なるほどね。入れないんだ。よいしょ。で、こっちはクライブのお家は、お部屋は入れるのかな。手紙はまだ読めないね。思い出の品もあるの？あ、そっかそっか。これだけはね、あるよね。いやー。はあ。もう、クライブたちはもう5年ね、一生懸命頑張ってきてるけど、私にとってはね、1日前の出来事だから。1日経ってないか、2日前か。昨日はやってないからね。はあ。3回目の別れだけど、やっぱりちょっと寂しいよね。あ、こんなもんか？あと、こっちにいたかな？ねえか？よし、じゃあ、オットーに話しかけよう。はあ。はい、オットー。
Ah, there you are, Clive.
ただいま。
Word of your adventures arrived this morning. Victor sends his thanks.
I doubt Kupka will miss the fools he sent to catch me. Not a single one of the bearers we saved showed any interest in coming with us. No one seems keen to join hands with an outlaw. Any news while we were away?
None worth mentioning. Gav's still off keeping an eye on the Republican army. Should be back any day now.
Understood. If anyone needs me, I'll be in the map room.
意味あんね。
Still can't work that one out. There must be better places than the hull of a gutted airship to bury your nose in a book.
Yet this is where she's chosen to be. And I'm sure she has her reasons.
じゃあビビアンに話しかけようか。ネクタールも後でって言ってたからね。大丈夫だよね。よし、行こう。ビビアン。
I'd trust I'm not intruding.
Back from your mission? I'm beginning to think your habit of surviving cannot be attributed to luck alone.
One might say the same of you, Vivian Ninetails.
I'll have you know that only 4 attempts have been made on my life, and none was especially memorable. So, to what do I owe the honor? Could it be that you've come for one of my lessons?
Is that so hard to believe?
Very well then. Shall we start with the state of the realm? To absolutely no one's surprise, she finds herself at the mercy of armies and outlaws. Well, mostly armies. Though that's not for want of trying, is it, Clive? But the real question is, how did we get here? Long though Sambrek's dominion over northeastern storm has endured, recent days have seen the blight wrest ever more land from her grasp. For which reason she has continued to wage war on her rival across the strait, hoping to claim less blackened pastures. But Odin would sooner pawn his sword than Waloed relinquish Ash. And the Empire pays dearly for every blade of grass bent beneath Sambrequois boots. Little wonder then that Sylvester set his sights on the crystalline dominion, an altogether easier target, possessed of no less ether. It was 5 years ago, while you were busying yourself with the destruction of Drake's head, that the Empire made its move, subjugating its theretofore neutral neighbor. A nation which could legitimately claim to be the center of the world. Certainly there is no better place to stage an army. From there, the Holy Empire's reach spans the Twins. The non-aggression treaty was the only thing keeping them in check. But if they truly broke the pact without provocation, it is only a matter of time before others reply in kind. The Holy Empire, the Dalmekian Republic, the Kingdom of Waloed, and of course, our friends in Yaran. Who will be left standing, I wonder, when the last drop of blood is spilled?
You were born in Twinside. Do you not fear for your home?
Oh, dark clouds are wont to gather over the Dominion. Yet in spite of it all, she has ever endured. And when the storm has passed, I am confident she will remain. Now, as to the matter of payment for today's lesson, complete a simple errand for me and we shall consider ourselves even.
Even? Right.
Return this volume to old tomes in the shelves. Tell him it was, adequate.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to visit our resident historian.
素直にお使いに行きましょう、クライブ君。
Here for another of my lectures.
まあこの辺はいいかな、日本語でも見たしね。
I do wish our lawsman would consider acquiring some more contemporary volumes. I tire of the classics.
Okay. ここまで聞けば少しまた状況も変わってるかな。どうかな？
I learned something new. You'll be the first to know. Now off you go.
よろしくね。あ、ダメだ。ダメだな。多分。よし。各国の名前はさ、まあ日本語でも違うっちゃ違うけど、なんだろう、国のあり方というか統治方法が分かりやすいよね。英語の方がね。あ、チル、ここに来てたの？
Everyone seems so happy to see us. It's good to be home.
こういうさ、動かないところにいてもらわないと。チル、こっち向いて。
Everyone seems so happy to see us. It's good to be home.
これどう？逆光になっちゃうかな。近くにね、いられないんだよね。ちょっとチャレンジ。暗い、逆にするべきだったか。でもさ、こうか。暗いな。無理か？無理なのか。やめとくか。 識はさ、こっちの方がいいんだよね。こっちでも悪くはないんだけど、難しいな。歌う？
As hither yon dance autumn winds atop the rotten pier. Of Sid's return the faithful sing across the blighted mere.
終わり？よし、行こうか。
I am a tinker by trade, but I've always been fascinated with the art of healing.
みんな勉強家だね。
Solve to mend a broken engine.
お、Tome said the hideaway is built inside an airship. Said it was called the Invincible.
エンビンシブルね。はるちゃん。
Norseman Harpocrates.
なんつったわかんなかったんだけど。
That is a name I have not heard for a long time. So long, in fact, I had half forgotten it was mine. Welcome home, Clive. You were missed, as always.
I believe this belongs to you. Vivian asked me to return it.
はい。持っていけって言われたんだよね。なぜかクライブが。
Ready? Our resident scholar devours books faster than young Tet does lemon tarts. Would that I could do the same. But alas, I no longer possess the necessary constitution for such indulgence, either in words or tarts. That said, I have continued my search for mention of the creature you encountered at Drake's Head. But without access to the great libraries of Oriflamme or the Dominion, I regret that I have been able to find little and less. I am sorry.
Please, don't apologize. I'll send word to our associates. See if they can't furnish you with more books.
I fear it is not more books that I require, but the right ones. Mayhap we look in the wrong places. There are still libraries to the north.
I'll see what I can do.
You are too kind. There are not many in this world who would indulge the whims of a tired old historian.
Not too tired to go filching Kupo nuts, though. Always got a pocket for him. Nicks him off the Moogle.
Hush now. We all know there's no such thing as Moogles.
The twins seem well.
Aye. Yet they laugh far too little for one so young. The loss of their parents weighs heavy on them, however well they hide it. Titan took much from us that night, from some more than others, and the wounds that remain, they are not quick to heal.
Which is why we must give them all the time they need.
That we must. Just as I must give you the time you need to recuperate. Good day, Clive.
Good day. Gav will be back soon. I should get some rest while I can.
Oh, Tome said the hideaway is built inside an airship.
まあ元気に育ってくれてよかったよ。子供にとってはまあね、5年ずいぶん前かもしれないけど、でも忘れられる事件じゃないしね。
Everyone's problems. It looks good, Clive. Goes well with the scowl.
I'd had that brand for so long. I'd forgotten what life was like without it. What it was like to be myself. And it's all thanks to you, Talia.
The scalpel did most of the work. Ah, before I forget, a rider was here with a letter from Gav. Otto left it on your desk.
Otto stole us. All right, I'll have a look.
And then you get some rest.
よし。
What could Gav have thought worthy of a letter?
なんだろうね。 と行くだけかな。もう全員に話したし。よし。そんなこと言ってたっけ？みんな話は？結構シドのところっていいもん食べてんだよね。靴はまあ。
Still smitten with the serving girl, are you? She's a fair one, all right.
よいしょ。はい。あ、ジル、ここにいんの？どうしたの？一緒に写真撮る？今度こそ。あれ？どうしたの？そうそうそうそう。よしよし、ここはいいよ、ちょっとぐらい。こうね、顔が隠れててもね。こういう感じだろうな、やっぱな。よし。こうして、こんな感じね。で、こうして、進路を、おっとっと、こっちにして、ちょっとジルの方が後ろにいるのかな？いいね。素晴らしい。いい写真が撮れた。ジル？
Otto was here earlier with a letter from Gav. He left it on your desk.
うん、ありがとう。ところでなんでここにいるの？こっち側から、ちょっとジルを見ながら。ダルメキア共和国の動き。クリスタル自治領を制圧したザンブレイクに対し、ついにダルメキアが進軍した。風国部下の紙幣どもも召集されたようだ。大きな戦になるかもしれない。詳しくは戻ってから。ガブ。うん、ありがと
う。What does Gav have to say?
The Republican army is on the march, leaving Randalar in Hugo Kupka's charge. With him and his men occupied with the defense of the capital, they're less likely to trouble us.
Good news, then.
It's more than that. This is our chance. The one we've been waiting for.
今が好機。
But look how far we've come. All that we have here, our friends, the hideaway, are they not cause for joy?
5 years. 5 long years. If I could only command this power I've been granted, we might have achieved so much more. But each time I reach for it, it's like something is holding me back.
Summoning an icon exacts a price not easily paid. Your body knows this only too well. It's merely trying to save you from yourself.
And every burden I cannot bear falls to you.
This mission of ours has made me question everything I thought I knew. But one thing has become abundantly clear. The crystals take more than they give. In exchange for momentary comfort, we must endure a lifetime of pain, war after war, loss upon loss. And now they rob us of our very homes, leaving naught but dust and ash. But you're trying to change that. We're trying to change that. And to me, that's no burden.
I know, but...
Try not to forget. We're only here because Joshua gave us a second chance. It would be a pity to waste such a precious gift.
He did. He was there. It wasn't an illusion. I heard him call out to Ultima. If Joshua is still alive, he'll be looking for that thing.
Do you think he will ever come back?
I know he will. and we must be ready when he does.
Yoし、頑張ろう。
To a world without mother crystals. To Sid.
Oh, Joshua.
And so the North is lost.
I knew that the Blight spread ever more swiftly, Your Grace. But this is far, far worse than any could have imagined.
It is only a matter of time before the twins are no more. The world marches ever closer to its end, and here we chase shadows. Tell me, brother, are our efforts in vain?
Hmm. なんで北の方から黒くなっていくんだろうね。
Master Clive, a moment if you... my apologies, I didn't mean to... intrude.
Not at all. We were just discussing strategy.
Speak freely, Otto.
It's Martha, from the inn. She's gone missing. Anyway, I'll be in the mess when you've finished.
Very well.
そりゃちょっと遠慮するよね。張り紙しといてほしいっておっと思ってると思うよ。今二人きりで話をしてますって。
What would make Martha leave the rest?
Something has happened to Martha.
そうね。
We need to
何
speak
があ
with
ったんだろう。そっか、北のところからは黒くなっていくのはやっぱりこうマザークリスタルから遠いところから黒くなるんだろうね。自分で言ってて思った。ちょっと思ったのが、こことそれから昔はここにあったんだよね。で、全く関係のないところから黒くなっていくのがさ、なんかちょっとおかしいなっていう感じはしたけど、要はここから中心にこういう感じで恩恵があったりとか、そういうことなのかな。なんだ、ここは何よ。ここはなんだ。でも離れてるところからね、黒くなっていくのかな多分そういう感じなのかな。ここだけものすごく黒くなっちゃってるよね。ジルの故郷は。見事に。こっちも。これはここか？こっちとね。不思議な黒のなり方。まあいいや。まずオットーに話しかけろって言ってたね。
I don't know. Perhaps I should just have Blackthorn make me a new one.
この人いろいろセリフがある。これはダメ。話してくれない。よいしょ。ダメだ、まだ全然誰にも話してくれない。オットーに話さないとダメなんだ。でもあそこ入れる。タリアの施術が終わったからね。
Here.
大丈夫？
Some curial root tea for the pain.
この人は違うね。施術がもう終わったのか
Rosaria is
な。
not so kind to travelers these days.
If you're bound for the rest, make sure you keep your wits sharp and your steel sharper.
よかった。もうどんどん悪くなっていくね。こっちは誰もいない。これはクライブもうこの時点で言われてんのもっと後かと思ったよ。この5年間でよっぽど無茶したね。タルヤ激おこじゃん、もはや。はい、Otto、何？
What do we know, Otto?
Some lads from the Imperial garrison in Rosaria started a fight over at Martha's Rest. Blood was spilled, bones were broken. The usual. But somewhere in the middle of it all, Martha vanished without a word to anyone. And that ain't like her, Clive. Something's not right.
You think this was planned?
Of course it bloody was. Ever since Eastpool, the Empire's been tightening its grip round the Duchy's balls. They've strung up everyone who's ever set eyes on a runaway, claiming they're traitors to the Holy Throne, conspiring to restore the House of Rosfield to power. And now it sounds like the bastards have turned their attentions to the pallbearers meek enough to stay put. Naturally, old Martha could see the way the wind was blowing, complained that it was getting harder and harder to take bearers in.
And now she's missing. If she's fallen into the hands of the Empire, we could be next.
Couple of curse breakers are already on their way to the inn. They should help speed up the search. But if this is as bad as I think it is, you might end up having to save their asses and all.
Don't worry, Otto. I'll make sure everyone gets home safe.
許せないよな。
It's not that I don't trust Cole to do his bit, you understand? It's that I don't trust the Empire to show any of us any mercy if we get in their way.
Martha is a survivor. We'll find her.
無事だといいよね。よし、行くか。行かないと始まらないし、何も進まないからね。今日は3時間である程度、なんとかして。あれちょっと待って。あれ待って待って待って。あ、これ。ちょっと待って。行く前に、サブクエストを引き受けてから。あれか、なんか、船の底がなんちゃらかんちゃらみたいな。だっけ？船の底が傷んじゃってのみたいな感じだったかな。なんかいいもんないかのみたいなね。
Welcome back, Sid.
うん、ただいま。
Damn blighted bilge.
Is everything all right?
どうした？
Aside from the holes in my hull, everything's rosy.
やばいよね、す
The
でに。
lake water doesn't agree with it then.
That's one way of putting it. And unless you got some grand scheme to suck the black from the lake like we do in the atrium, that slurry'll keep eating away at the timber like young Tech does our lemon tarts. Suppose a coat of pitch might stave off the rot for a moon or so, assuming we had any pitch, which we don't. Not any bloody more. Doubt the old tub's got more than a dozen runs left in him.
オッケー。いいよ。困るしね、それないと。
Obolus.
Of
Your skiff
course.
is our only means of reaching the mainland. Without it, we'd be lost.
Well, I'm glad someone round here sees it that
これない
way.
と困るからね。
To make pitch, you need pitch trees. But in case you haven't noticed, live trees are one of the 1,000 things sorely lacking in the Deadlands. Now, I'm not so unkind as to ask you to fell a faraway forest and lug the logs back here to the mere, which is why we'll be needing a suitable alternative. And it just so happens I once heard the thorny pitchers of Curltail Falls cover themselves in a sticky wax to trap birds and beetles and whatnot. Might be enough to tide me over.
Sounds easier than felling a faraway forest. That's for certain.
取りに行くか。 まずはこっちだね。スリーリーズ7。なんかどんよりした曲。さて、思い出の土地ですけど、前もここあれだよね。トルガルとジルトだったかなね。もうちょっと天気がいい感じの時に来たよね。5年前で、その時もこのね滝のところでね戦って、あの時は綺麗だったのに。
Easier than felling a forest, I said.
そう。
The trees don't have teeth.
よいしょよいしょ。はいはい、よしいけ。どうだ、あれだ。じゃあジャンプしてからやらないです。じゃあ間違えちゃった。ジャンプしてからこう。ダメだ、敵ジャンプしてとどめを刺さなくちゃいけないんだよ、これでね。だからいい感じに削ってからやらなきゃいけない。はい、強すぎる。あ、この状態で、あーダメだ、まだダメだ。あー、取る方強すぎる。よし行くぞ。はい、あーちょっと何はい、どうだ今のは実績として。だから空中でダメージを与えないと実績解除にならんのよ。よし。
I can't imagine Herbalist needing any more than this.
よし。
Time to head home.
オッケー。どうだろうな。よし。戻りましょう。おやー。戻らなくていいな。ここに行こう。直接もう。はい。まあそりゃそうだよね。ロザリアなんだから。
What happened here?
Come on. We need to find the others.
うん。一緒に。ジル
Fucking Imperials. If they hurt Martha, they'll have the old rest to answer to.
みんな怒っている。
I'm sorry, Sid. We were too late. The Imperials have already left.
We're best off staying where we are for now, I reckon. The boys from the garrison might still be nearby.
Founder. I'd rather not bump into them again.
どうみんな。ひどい話だよ、本当に。どんどん民心が離れていく。
They've killed my bearer. I demand recompense.
人のものを。
How do?
気に入らないからってダメだよね。まあ、民草のことは何も考えないんだろうね、アナベラはね。よいしょ。
Oi, look sharp. Hey? What?
Good to see you, Sid. The soldiers who did this are long gone, I'm afraid. We're doing what we can to treat the wounded.
ああ、頭抱えてる。わかる。抱えたくもなるわ。みんなは
Are any of you hurt?
No, they didn't come this way, thank the founder.
まあ、ベアラ以外にはあんまり興味がないんだろうね。いや、ひどい。いくら命令でもやりたくないよね。やっぱルイは友を呼ぶでさ、出世するやつってさ、同調するやつが出世するからさ、クズが集まってるんだろうな。
Let's get you to a physical, shall we?
I'm sorry. I think I twisted something.
だって黒の騎士だっけ？クズだったもん、みんな。
Sid? What said you'd be coming? I trust you don't mind. Also thought you might need some help. And it appears he was right.
You, could say that, yes. They're saying the Imperials ascended like a storm. No one was spared their fury. Martha tried to step in and calm things down, but all our efforts got her were a pair of iron shackles and a hard march.
Any idea where?
Judging by their tracks, they headed towards Sorrowwise Bay.
To the Abbey sheltering Martha's bearers.
The bastards. Jill and I will go after them. You take care of the people here.
We will. But, before you go, one of the locals heard something. He said the soldiers were talking about a culling. I don't know how big this is, but it doesn't sound good. Be careful out there, Sid.
You do the same.
そうだな。これ
This culling business. You don't think the Empire means to rid the land of bearers, do you?
あ、わかったわかった。みんないやー、一般人もひどいことに。よし行こう。
Cole is right. That was no tavern brawl. It was a message.
But a culling. Bearers are the property of the Empire. The garrison wouldn't have the authority to act alone. The orders would have had to have come from higher up.
そうね、国が主導しているとしか思えない。国というかね、トップがね。こっち。どうしたの？大丈夫？行こう。ああ、本当にひどい。どんよりしてるし。はい。あまりにもアナベラのさ、ベアラー憎しがひどすぎて、最初1周目のやつをこの間ね、サムネを作るときに見直したんだけどさ、大丈夫？
If those Orsons touch an arrow on Martha's head, I'll kill them all myself.
そう、私はね、1周目の時にね、アナベラはもしかしたらベアラだったんじゃないかみたいなね、勘ぐってしまったよね。あまりにもサイコパスすぎて。なんか同族嫌悪的なね、そういうことではなかった。単にサイコパスだった。血統主義のね。はい。はい。トントン。で、よし。あれ？ジャンプして、ジャンプ、あ、そっかそっか。もう使っちゃったばっかだから。ダメでした。ちょっと待って、ちょっと待って。ここから、こっち側。こっち行って、あ、
Up ahead.
マーサ。
Martha, are you hurt?
Don't worry about me. It's them at the Abbey who need you. You have to do something.
Tell us what happened.
What happened? The damn Black Shields, that's what happened.
The Black Shields?
The bastards caught wind. The abbot and I were helping bearers. They were gonna hang us both. When the sick rose from their beds, poor souls turned on the Imperials. Distracted them long enough for me to get away.
Then they may still be alive. Martha, do you think you can make it back to the inn? Cole is there with the other curse breakers.
I think so. Thank you, Clive.
気をつけて帰ってね。
Black Shields. Is this some sort of twisted joke? There has only ever been one Order of Shields in Rosaria, and they fought to defend all her citizens.
Seems a step too far, even for the Empire.
まだ噂レベル。よいしょ。あ、ダメだった。ジャンプしないと。こういうことよ。ジャンプしてから、あ、ダメだ。飛んでる敵とは相性が悪い。間違えちゃった。はい。そうでした。こいつは飛んでる敵には。はい。はい。ああ。よいしょ。はい。はい。ちょっとチョコボとは戦いたくないんだよね。強いし。 強いし、そもそも戦いたくない。はい、こっち。はあ。よいしょ。ああ、そいつはいい、そいつはいい。何の利益もないから。ああ、やちょっとごめん、トルガル。別にいいんだ。そいつ戦わなくてよかった。ごめんごめん。トルガル、戻っておいで。
Are we too late?
There might still be someone inside.
遅かったかも。ああ、こっちを先に行くことはできないのかな。こっちが先とは無なのは無理。入れないのか、もしかして。なるほどね。よし。ああ、もう何度見ても嫌。もうすぐ死ぬのにさ、殺す必要ある？
Damn it. I thought you lot were all spent.
Murderers. They drove the bearers to this.
Wait. These two aren't turned.
当たり前じゃない？
That bitch of an innkeeper must have sent them. Colluding with the enemies of the Empire is a serious offense.
Oh?
And for their crimes shall they be punished. Such is the law. To dwell in darkness that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these our swords we swear.
How dare you speak those words? Have you no honor?
Clive.
This won't take long.
よし、行くぞ。まずはこれ。はめ技。よし。あ、間違えちゃった。あ、トルガル手つけちゃったのね。あ、ちょっと待って、あ、どうぞ。はっ。よし、オッケー。お、すごいクライブ。爆中？ガルーダの時だけさ、クライブがめちゃめちゃアクティブに動くんだよね。
Is that all of them?
I think so.
よし。写真撮るときはさ、ガルーダをさ、
I didn't see the abbot.
めちゃめちゃ
He
使
may
うと。
still be alive.
だといいんだけど。アクロバティックなクライブが見えるよね、多分ね。なんでそんな死にそうなベアラをわざわざ殺すんだ。ヘイドはたまるだけなのに、それがわからないのか。謎、本当に謎。
The abbot.
The bearers died protecting him, calling upon what little magic they had left in their bodies.
Clive. He's breathing.
We're friends of Martha. We're here to help.
Are the Imperials dead?
They are. Every last one.
If only that were true. The Black Shields will return. The cullings will continue. Rosaria will never be saved unless we save her. Tell Mother to beg Sid's aid and tell her This wasn't her fault.
I shall.
Sid, where are you?
In here. We found a survivor.
Clive. He's gone.
We've laid the abbot to rest. But the bearers... They didn't need to die like this.
そっかそっか、そうだよね。
No, they didn't. But it was their choice. They knew the fate that awaited them and chose to meet it on their terms, fighting for those who fought for them.
Martha said they rose from their beds, threw themselves at the Imperials so she and the abbot could escape.
I've gathered the bearers' remains. We should consign them to the tide.
There's a drawbridge not far from here. Radix jump. The currents there are swift. If the abbot was still with us, he'd have taken the dust there himself and performed the casting. I'll get someone to...
I'll do it.
Of course. Cole and I will remain here and see to the Imperials.
よし、川に流してあげよう。血の、なんかまだ生々しい感じがする。
The fork to the drawbridge is back the way we came.
なんか
It's where the abbot would have gone himself, had he not.
The Imperials of old would never have stooped so low as to defile a house of Greeka, nor slaughter a man of faith in cold blood. May their goddess have mercy on their souls.
よし、じゃあトルガル一緒に行こう。もう本当にひどい。歩いて行くしかないけど。早くアンブロシアに会いたいな。でもこのね、目線から見る世界も綺麗だよね。こっち側からしか行けない。そうだそうだ。ここから回らないと。毎回思うけど、なかなかひどい。とても。あれもうちょいか。もうちょい。道なりに行けばいいね。ここからぐるっと回って。あいつは B ランクいけるよね。でも B ぐらいはいけるよ。だってクライブ君もう強いから。リスモブ倒しておこう。めんどくさいからな。C だった。C ランク。そうよね。一番最初 B 来たら怖いよ。C ランクね。みんな頑張ろう。ジャンプ。あれあれがちょっと待って。はい。どう？いて。はい、ジャンプ。ダメでした。どうだ？よし、いいね。どう？ジャンプ。ダメですね。ダメですね。しょうがない。少し削ろう。はい。おっと。痛い。あれ、何これ。危ない。ここまずい。死ぬ。殺される。危ない。これで殺されたんで痛い。はい。 よっ、どうだ。ダメなんだよな。とどめを刺さないといけないんだよね。硬い。はい、それがある。おっとっと。もしやこれは。はい、よけ。ちょっとグライブどこいるの？危ないよ。危ない。えいて。おっと。よいしょ。よし、そろそろいけるから。はい、ジャンプ。どう？ダメ？よし。よし。お、いけるんじゃない？初見です。英語版初めてだから新鮮だ。いらっしゃいませ。英語版ね、なかなか、全然わかんないんだけど、でも、ところどころ分かって面白いです。あと、たまに字幕と全然言ってることが違う時もあるし。分かるところはね、面白いよね。でも私もそんなに英語力強くないんで、解説はできないんですが、楽しんでいってください。逆だな。こっち側。よし。英語でまでやる人あんまりね、いないからね。3周目なので。お、ここね。はい。ネタバレはガンガンしていっちゃいます。気をつけてください。よいしょ。
So shall the waters cleanse thee of thy burden, and bear it out to sea.
And now they are truly free.
Perhaps. What of the Imperials?
A pyre was made. It's more than they deserve. We should go back. Cole is worried about Martha.
All right.
よし、帰ろう。走ってさっと帰りたいな。走るというか、ここで、はい、サクッと帰りたい。本当にひどい話。何度やってもね、本当にひどいと思う。
We're best off staying where we are for now, I reckon. The boys from the garrison might still be nearby.
よいしょ。はい。まあさ、大丈夫だった？
No one survived then.
I'm sorry. Before he passed,
ダメだ
one
っ
of
た
them
よ。
bade me tell you not to blame yourself.
Doesn't mean I won't. Doesn't mean their blood's not on my hands. Cole said you cast their remains. That was good of you. But it should have been me. This was all my fault.
How? You couldn't have known.
But I did. And I turned a deaf ear to the warnings like the fool I am. The rumors started moons ago. Of black-clad devils descending on villages in the dead of night to slit the throats of sleeping bearers. But I assumed it was all just nonsense concocted by the Empire. Nothing but a ghost story meant to make folk think twice about lending a hand to a fugitive bearer.
And in ordinary times you would have been right. What these black shields are doing is unthinkable. Which begs the question, why do it at all? My mother obviously has a hand in this. I cannot make sense of her actions.
まあそうなんだよね。
And picking what goes on in that woman's head is a job for someone with more time on their hands. Right now, I need swords and men to wield them, preferably big ones. If those Imperials think they can come in here again and threaten my people, they're in for a rude awakening. Oh, before I forget, a Stolas from Otto landed just before you arrived. He asked me to tell you that Gav has returned.
Then we must as well. Will you be all right here, Martha?
We can stay longer if you wish.
No need. I'll be ready should the Imperials come calling. Though I wouldn't turn my nose up if you were to lend me a pair of them strapping young curse breakers.
まあそもさ、今度来たらやっつけてやるってさ軍のやつらをぶっ飛ばすって言ってるからねなかなか
Your souls died to give me a chance to save others. I won't let their sacrifice be in vain.
正義軍をぶっ飛ばそうみたいなねなかなかで
If you don't mind, Sid, I'd like to stay here with Martha. Just until she finds someone to guard the rest, that is.
Martha's a stout soul, all right. Anyone else would be out cold after what she's been through.
マーサもなかなか危ない橋を渡っている。
We'll return to the hideaway as soon as we've finished our ministrations.
よし、ここが忘れてた。
Try not to move.
はいはい。
Oi, you there! Don't just pass me by.
お前のこと覚えてるよ。ビアラのクライブにちょっとね、なんだビアラかよみたいなね。
You handy with that sword of yours? Course you are. Bet you're a bloody marvel with the thing. Now, question is, are you willing to use it or not? 'Cause a flock of noble chocobos are in need of help.
Chocobos?
Chocobo.
You heard me right. Wild birds? The big ones? And not just any chocobos at that. Whiteheart and her flock are the bravest birds you ever did see. They protect travellers round these parts from bandits and the like.
Chocobos? Fighting bandits?
It's true. Why, they saved me from a gang of footpads only yesterday. Nasty lot they were too. And now they're back, looking to settle the score. Well, go on then. Don't just stand there. Go and help them.
All right.
There's a good lad.
Where can I find these chocobos?
I saw him cut across the way over yonder. The rotten scoundrels were driving the poor things towards the old dock. It's a dead end, that is. You save Whiteheart and her flock, you hear me? There ain't a pluckier bird in all the world. She's a hero to us locals. And don't worry, you'll know her when you see her right enough.
I'm sure I will.
And good luck to you. And give those no-good bastards a hiding from me.
外国の人がね、チョコボって言ってるとね、可愛いね。じゃあロザリアの心を助けに行きましょう。これはね、真っ先にやっていきたい。移動が全然違うからね。
Whiteheart. That's quite a name for a chocobo.
ホワイトハートチョコボ。よし。こっち回っていいかな。よしよしよし。あれここら辺だよね。あれあっち側だ。こっち。この辺。
A white feather. I thought Ambrosia was one of a kind.
ね。
Speaking of brave birds.
アンブロシア。
Looks like they went that way.
よしよしよし。行こう行こう。早く早く。トルガルも会いたいだろうしね。 チョコボ、白いチョコボ珍しいんだろうね、やっぱね。
These chocobos aren't going down without a fight.
あ、私たちが馬で白馬をそこら辺で見かけることがないように。もう絶対さ、白いチョコボだったらさ、野良じゃないよね。白馬の野良がいるわけない。あー、しまった。
We got you cornered, Feathers. You didn't think you'd seen the last of us, did you? You've been bad for business. But I reckon someone will pay good coin to mount your head on their wall.
Not around here, they won't.
Oh. And why's that, eh?
Because she's something of a hero in these parts. You hurt her, and I hurt you.
王のためのチョコボですね。ね。もう完全にそうだよね。
How about we hurt you both?
Alright then. But don't say I didn't warn you.
だってロザリアの時でさえさ、あれよ。あー、ちょっとやめろ、お前何をしてるんだ。よし。あれ、白チョコボに乗ってたのは、クライブとエルウィンだけだからね。そんなにポイポイいるわけじゃないのよ。だってジョシュは乗れなかったんだから。ああ、早い早い。はい、よし、まだいるか。はい、はまだ弱いから1匹しかできない。はい、アビリティは弱いから。ああ、お前来ちゃったの。スッスッ、はい、スッスッ、いけいけよし、どうだこれでどうだよし、はい、もう一回、はい、来たー。はい、ジャンプしながらじゃないとね。はい、ダメでした。そりゃそうです、まだ死なない。これがあれ、Help me, boy. おっと、はいはい、なあ、はい、あ、ダメだ、死んじゃうかも。あ、死んじゃった。ガルーラでやっつけたかったのに強くなりすぎてしまった。加減が難しい。よし、ほらほら、白チョコボだよ、クライブ。
You're safe now.
喜んでる。
White heart, I presume.
取るから分かったよ。
Do you know her, boy?
ほらほら。
That scar. It couldn't be.
そうだよ、助けてくれた。
Ambrosia. It is you. You survived.
感動的。何度見ても。友達も。
You found yourself a flock.
Oi! He isn't over.
今完全に日本語でした。
Come and see how you were getting on.
おいって。
You sorted the bastards then.
うん。
I knew you would. And the whole flock made it through unscathed.
Thankfully, they did. And not only that.
この子僕のです。もう怪しすぎるんだよね。
Well, I'll be. I never stopped to think our hero here might once have been someone's mount.
白チョコボ僕のですって。
I dare say she'd suit a fine fellow like yourself. Reckon our feathered friend must have learned a thing or two from her master. Kind-hearted warrior that you are. Bird like her would have cost a princely sum. You born a lord or something?
Well,
Oh, no, sorry. I didn't mean to pry. Don't matter who you are. You done right by me.
そうそう、人にはいろいろ事情ってもんがあるからな。
What is it, girl?
She wants her master back, I reckon.
いい子だ。
Told you. And it seems our pals agree.
Is that it? You want to come with me?
Well, bugger me if this ain't a heartwarming sight.
何年どころじゃないね。
Stables will be hearing about this tonight. Oh, stay right where you are.
いや、この人ベアラーじゃなければすごくいい人。グライブがベアラーじゃなければ。まあでもそこまで当たりは強くなかったけどね、この人はね。ベアラーだった時も。かっこいいよ。
Doesn't she cut an handsome figure, eh?
She does indeed. How much do I owe you?
ありがとう。
Few scraps of leather's the very least I owe old Whiteheart. Oh, I'll be sad to see her go, of course. But she's earned her right to happiness and more besides. Don't you worry. We'll get along just fine without her. You hear that, Whiteheart? You've earned yourself some time off. You have fun traveling with your master now.
あいたね、ロザリアの心がホワイトハードなんだね。
You seem awful familiar now I get a proper look at you. That's it. When those chocobos swarmed my
ベア
car
ラー
on
って
the
いう
road,
印
didn't you?
象しかね。
No, that can't be right. That fellow was a bearer.
そうそう、あの時はザンブレックの兵のね。
That'll be the excitement getting to me. Silly sod that I am. Pay me no mind. Anyhow, best be on my way. Good luck to the both of you.
グライブも地元で活動するのにさ、全然名前も隠さないし。
I'll call you when I need you.
隠し事ができない男だよ、本当に。よし、チョコボが解放された。よかった。もう帰るだけなんだけど、チョコボに乗りたいね。まあ、いっか、帰るか。あ、でもマーサーになんか、あ、でもあれ、あんま変わんないかな。じゃあ帰ろっか。ね、アンブロシア、ゲロボーイ。アンブロシア来た。ね、来た。嬉しい。ちょっと乗っちゃおうかな。よしよしよし。カモン。おお、アンブロシアって言ってくれるんだね。初めて乗った英語版で。もう行く場所ないけどね。よし、帰るか。帰ろう。あ、チョコボの足跡が。ああ、なるほどね。新しくつくんだね。ついてる？ここはつかないな。もうちょっと分かりやすいとこ。ここら辺。どう？あ、つくね。そうだよね。トルガルもつく。ああ、ちょ、やめろ。やめろな。強いな、ブロシア。よし。よし。強いぞ。もうちょっと。あともうちょっと。はい。よし。オッケー。さすがだよ。よし、帰ろう。もうちょっと速度速くてもいいのよって思ってた。でもそうするとさ、危ないから、つまずいちゃったりしたら落ちちゃうからね。チョコボキック強っ。ね。アンブロシアも戦えるんですよ。
Gav should be back by now.
ガブどこだろうね。あそこか。 あ、でもここ来てるから、まあ、これはあれだね、蔵とか、その装備一式。
I hear there's trouble in Rosaria.
もうひどいことがあったんだよね。ここ、子供たちが落書きを後ですると思う。
That room's as ragged as goat's locks.
平和なお話が続いている。
If you're worried about our supplies, we've plenty. Karen's seen to that. Though we're always one missed shipment away from disaster.
あ、そうだそうだ。あれやんなくちゃ。じいさんが待ってる。タイマーセットしておかないと危ないかも。クラウドの誕生日が過ぎてしまう。うっかりすると。
Depending on who you ask, this lake was either formed when one of the fallen cities plummeted from the sky, or when a giant worm dug a lair for itself. My guilt is on the latter.
なるほど。はい、取ってきたよ。はい。
Well, did you find me some wax?
Find is one way of putting it.
はい、どうぞ。
Ugh! Reeks like a chocobo's arse. I don't suppose the Argo will mind as long as he stays above the waves.
Argo? So your boat has a name? I didn't know.
Yeah. Same as my old man. He was a ferryman himself back before the blight came. The boat's all I have left of him. And thanks to you, he'll sail another day.
よろしくね。はい。よーし。これで、
log so we can call it a morning.
モーニング
Almost done.
よし、行くか。さーてと。はい。本当に広い。よく作ったよ、クライブ。シドだってこんなにでっかい鳥で作らなかったもんね。さすが。シドだってさ、まあ、ゼロから作ったとはいえよ、長い間活動してきて、ねえ、隠れ家だったのに、クライブはあれよ、一旦さ、みんなチリチリになったのを戻して、一人一人説得して、5年でここまで作っちゃった、もはやたのもう、隠れ家じゃないからね、前も言ったけど。
Think it's alright to touch him?
I don't know. You go first.
砦だからね、隠れ家じゃないんだよね、規模が、もはや。やりすぎちゃった。はい。アンブロシアとの再会。アンブロシアと再び会えてよかった。以前あなたがフェニックスゲートの事件であの子に助けられた話をしてくれたでしょう。今回、ロザリアであの子が人々を守り続けていたと聞いて、本当に変わらない正義感と優しさを持つ子だと思ったわ。ロザリアの心も素敵な呼び名だけれども、きっとあの子はあなたにアンブロシアと呼ばれるのが一番嬉しいのでしょうね。そうだね。だからいっぱい呼んであげてほしい。はい。一つ増えました。これね。よし。はい。じゃあガブに話しかけて、靴？
Those men didn't hurt Martha, did they?
うん。まあ大丈夫だと思うよ、多分ね。と。
If Martha's gonna get back on her feet, she'll need our help. Whether she wants it or not.
めっちゃ話してるけど。
None of the curse breakers have returned.
They'll be fine. Sid wouldn't be here if they weren't.
コールたちは大丈夫なんだよね。タルヤとめっちゃ話してる。何飲んでんの？
Clive! How I've missed that scowl.
どうした？
Where's my report?
What, no kind words for your old pal Gav?
今ちょっとね、ひどいところ見てきちゃった。
words you're after. You're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
あ、知る？
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's head? And how pissed off all the other nations were that they didn't think to do it first?
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
While the two nations beat their shields, the rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the mother crystals. Four mother crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine in Waloed. And Drake's Tail here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kupku would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's Breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rossfield.
Lord Byron Rossfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Rossfield. And you're a Rossfield, of course.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune, along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
Yoし。おじさんに会いに行こう。事務仕事が解放。よしよし。ネクタールともお話が。
What are we waiting for, indeed?
But none of the curse breakers have returned.
They'll be fine. Sid wouldn't be here if they weren't.
他の人は？ニワチョコね。一番奥のところか。あとこれとこれが解放されている。とりあえず依頼を受けに行こう。カロン。
And what can I do for you?
Ta-ra then.
You think it's all right to touch him?
ブラックソンもいいや。お、鶏になったね。
Chocobo, chocobo, why can't you fly? What good are your wings if you can't reach the sky? Flap harder, says bluebird. Flap harder, says crow. Flap harder or into the oven you go.
あれこの子歌ってたっけこのニワチョコボの時。僕覚えてないな。でも完全にチョコボって言ってるね。
Did you come through the forge today? It smells like a still. It would explain Blackthorn's foul mood. All that pounding must be splitting his skull.
よし。こっちのも。
How much water can a flower drink?
About as much as a bothersome boy.
まあ確かに。そのうちミドだったら自動換水器とかつけてくれるかもね。面倒なんですけどって言ったらでもちょっと難しいかもな、まだ技術的に。こっちじゃなかった。こっちね。
Won't be long now, Martel. You'll try your apples soon enough. See, I was hoping to speak to you.
Is everything all right?
どうした？
Oh, yeah, it's just, well, as you know, we've been trying to grow fruit down here.
It's good to know that something of the old hideaway still lives on.
Martel's pride and joy. It was a sapling when she rescued it from the rubble, but look at it now. All our hard work's finally paying off. I took it on, you see, after she died, and now the fruit's finally ready to eat. And not only is it ready, it's actually tasty. Sweet as you like, in fact. She bred the bitter right out of it.
Impressive. And welcome news to more than a few, I'd say.
I thought this first harvest could go to the curse breakers, on account of all they do for the hideaway. You couldn't take them some, could you? Seems better them coming from you.
いいよ。あ、間違えちゃった。ごめん。
I wish I had your way with words.
ごめん。ややこしいんだよ。プレステ5に文句言って。
Is everything all right?
はい。プレステ5はいけない。はい。
It'll be nice being the bearer of good news for a change.
Oh, thank you. She always had a soft spot for that lot, see? And once they've had their share, I'll see to it that everyone else gets some. Here you go. Martel apples, they're called, in honor of her memory.
はい。どうも。
You hear that, Martel? Today's finally the day.
英語版の方がこの子のオタクっぽい感じが少し和らいでいる。完全に日本語版のちょっと危ないところに足を引っ掛けている感じしたもんね。危険な領域にちょっと踏み込みそうだったから。このくらいでいいと思うよ。エンジンでも。よし。はい。じゃあみんなにあげよう。どこだ ?1 箇所でいいんだっけ ?3 箇所くらいに回らなかった。まずはオットーに。よいしょ。広すぎる。トン。はい、どうぞ。オットーじゃなかった。
You two look like you could use something to eat. Here, courtesy of Martel.
はい、マーテルです。
Martel. Now, where have I heard that name before?
Weren't she the girl from the Furrows?
Course she was. An odd sort, that one. Loved plants more than people.
Aye, and brave as a bane might. Remember when she ran back into the hideaway to collect them trees when Titan attacked? Wait.
These aren't those apples, are they? Well, I'll be. She'd have been proud, and rightly so. Thank you, Sid.
あのさ、フーゴ君にさ、襲われてるところでさ、苗持ち出すってすごいよね。命がけで。
A gift from the backyard. For your service.
はい。果物のお届けですよ。リンゴ。完全にリンゴ。
Blimey, these take me back. I haven't seen a hideaway apple since. Old Sid was the only one who could stomach the things. He'd nab them right from the branch, made Martel livid. Not that anyone could stay mad at the man for long.
That sounds like the Sid I knew, all right.
Planning on keeping that lot to yourselves, were you? Hang on. These aren't Martels, are they?
よくわかってる。
I'm glad to see someone carried on what she started. Can't have been easy, not in the Deadlands. Reckon she'd be happy knowing all her hard work didn't go to waste. Clive, tell the lad down in the backyard to run some over for me, will ya?
それクライブが言わなくちゃダメ。
Not so much as a thank you. Well, I've got some manners at least. Thanks, Sid. You can leave the basket with me. I'll see that the others get their share. Oh, and give our compliments to the gardener, won't you?
それ。
That was the last of the apples.
はい、でもそうね、報告には行かなく
Head
ち
to
ゃい
the
けない。
backyard and pass along everyone's regards.
Can't remember the last time I had fresh fruit. Oh, I'm looking forward to this.
まあ喜んで
Sound
くれ
like
たから。
anywhere is safe. Not that I'm planning a journey.
まあいいわ。
Fancy a look at the list, do you?
いいや。
You watch yourself out there, all right?
Oh, Clive! Welcome to the Patron's Whisper.
The Patron's Whisper? Does that mean someone else is taking care of our friend's donations?
Oh no, that's still me. It's just Karen has her toll, Blackthorn has his hammer. I thought a new name might liven things up. I still catalogue every item that arrives, in addition to setting aside those tokens of appreciation the sender has specified are to be presented to you personally. Would you like to see if we have any? Here's everything we've received and everything promised.
で、さっき C ランクをやっつけたから、ささっと。
All yours. Best of luck out there, Sid.
ネクタールも話せるね。ぽよぽよ。待ってたクポー。どうした？
What's the matter, Nectar?
こいつを見
A
る
hunt
クポー。
board. It's where the curse breakers post sightings of particularly fearsome beasts. Those that might pose a threat to our operations if they were left to roam free. Just because they can't be dealt with when they're spotted, doesn't mean they can't be dealt with later. Was that what you wanted to know?
そこクポー。モブはモーグリ族の偉大な勇者なのに、モブより強そうなやつがいるのは許せないクポー。クライブこいつを全部退治してくるクポー。
Right. Well, leaving your mightiness aside for the moment, the people of Alastia are going through a lot already. What with the blight and the war. The last thing they need is ungodly fiends terrorizing them on top of everything else. So if the curse breakers are too busy to help, then perhaps I can. Or at least I can try.
さすがクライブ、話の分かるやつクポー。はい。モブはここでレスキーモブ掲示板の管理をしてやるクポー。知りたいことがあればモブに話しかけるクポー。よしよし。あとどのくらいやるんだ？はい、あとまあこれは出会ったらなんとかやっておきましょう。はい。このモブのね、ネクタールのアホっぽいところ本当に可愛い。ね、モブの性格面白い。可愛いよね。バカだけどさ。見え見えのね、悪事を、悪知恵を働かせるんだよね。可愛い。よいしょ。まあでも石の剣でもさ、倒せないところのさ掲示板にあんな危ないですよってモブを出しておいても結局は戦えるのでクライブしかいないから まあそういうことなんだよね。遠回しにクライブこれ危ないってクライブしかできない。
The curse breakers send their thanks and their compliments. They were clearly very fond of Martel.
They remembered her? After all these years? I suppose she was very kind, even to a tongue-tied lummox like me. You were one of the good ones, Martel. Why did you have to die? She put everything into her work. She wasn't going to rest until we had fruit sweet enough to enjoy. And now we do. When she died, I named a sapling after her. And now it's a full-grown tree. Martel lives on through the fruit it bears.
And through you. Her dream would have died with her, had you not kept it alive. That's something to be proud of.
I didn't do anything really, but thank you. You're kinder to me than I deserve.
By the way, Otto's expecting some of your crop. And I wouldn't mind some of it either, if that's not too much to ask.
Of course not. I'll see that you're both well provided for. They like your fruit, Martel. Isn't that wonderful? I'd say it's about time we planted you some siblings, don't you think?
Hi. ドライブも食べれるリンゴができました。さてと、これでだいたい大丈夫かな。まあ、ここはリンゴが今持ってきてもらってるはずだから、じゃあこれで、次のところどこだっけ行けばいいね。あ、そうそうそう、ポートイゾルテに行く。でおじさんに会う。そこまで行きたいね。よいしょ。ジルはお部屋だっけ。まあいいか、行くか。一旦セーブして。あ、ここだ。ジル
Your uncle always seemed a kindly soul, if a little eccentric.
多分大丈夫だと思うよ。あ、行くのにね、一発じゃいけないからね。で、セーブをして、もう一個。よし。あ、これ大丈夫なんだっけ。まあいいや。レベルが全然上がってないんですけど。あ、まだ全然。あ、でもこれで。これが覚えられたね。よしよし。とりあえずこれで。よし、行こう。レッツゴー。よし。さて。広告測量ロザリア南部。
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia.
そうね。
I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
そしてトルガルでも逃げられる。どうしたトルガル。
I always knew that I would return one day.
ああ、鉄王国か。
Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
face it together then.
To the end.
トルガルかわいい。
Come on.
ジルもいろいろあったもんね。ポートイゾルデ。あ、間違えちゃった。
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
アンバーね。ここの村もさ、あんまり好きじゃないというか、まあ事なかれ主義の村。まあリアルっちゃリアルだよね。それも一つの生きる道だから。あ、ちょっとそこら辺のはいいよ。戦っても大して美味しくないから。それに飛んでる虫ってあまり好きじゃない。戦いにくいし。はい、あ、本当はアンブロシアに乗りたかったけど近すぎるからね。はい、あ、こんにちは。
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! They were loyalists.
Jill, look.
おー、黒騎士が圧をかけている。
must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. It would be a pity to make examples of you all for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
All right, I heard you the first time.
ああ、こいつ。
Yeah. I ain't got much, but what's mine is yours.
あれ、こいつじゃなかったっけ？
Fare you well?
普通の行商人でした。一山当てる系じゃなかった。おっと、こいつに話すと進んでしまうな。まあいいや。
Excuse me, but what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There have been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits. You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire. What with their 100 full legions?
100? I heard it were 1,000.
We're going hunting for outlaws. How do you like that, boy?
はあ、変わるときはもうどんどん変わっていってしまう。そんなに簡単に人の心は変わるかな。
Run along now, before one of the boys starts thinking you're something you're not.
もう覚えておくからな。
What did those knights want, Father?
I told you to stay in the house. Go on.
Word is, Port Isolde's closed their gates to all but the Highborn, and now a great camp sprung up along the walls.
まああれだよね。もう実際にさ粛清されてる村があるからさ、そりゃみんなも警戒するってもんよ。
More left to join the garrison this very morn.
At this rate, there'll be none left to help with the harvest.
はあ。もう。
You seen him, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. Just now. You seen them, didn't you? At least I think there was a Black Shield. Can't say I ever saw one before.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
What do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought we might be harboring firebrands. Huh. If only we were. I might have turned them in and become a Black Shield myself.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find out.
あまり聞いてるとコソコソするんじゃねえって言われちゃう。けど、この裏に何もない。何もない。あった。よいしょ。さて、村長に怒られて出ていくか。お兄さん。
Greetings, friend. We are travelers.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing.
ちょっと不機嫌な感じする。
I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you. You are to leave Amber and never come back.
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave danger. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, we are left alone. Some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly submit. This village will not become another East Pool.
Then we shall be on our way. These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to stand against the Empire? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do? Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
よいしょ。まあ、二度と来るなとか言われてたけど、ちょっと行ってみようかな。はい、行っちゃおう。こんにちは、おじさん。
Look around you. We cannot afford to lose any more than we already have. Please, leave us be.
まあでもこいつらと話しても楽しくないから。なればいいんじゃない？いいよ別に止めないけど。黒騎士に。でも次会った時は敵かもしれない。こっちね。よし、オッケー。あ、ここ遠いからアンプロッシャーで行こう。
Come on.
Come on. トントントントン。あれ、掛け声は1回なの？
This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
はい。あれ。掛け声1回だな。こいつは無理だな。降りた方がいい。アンブロシアが危ない。はい。
What do you think is waking them?The mother crystals collapse.
話しながら終わる。はい。どっちだ？ん？いや。直線って言われてもね、こっち側から行こうか。ん？あれ？これ合ってる？合ってるかな？合ってるね。よし。ああ。 ですよね。はい。だ。じゃん。はい。さて、黒騎士。あれここであったが100年目よ。早いな。はい。1000年の憂いを断つんじゃなかったのかな。雑魚だな。弱い弱い。さて、どうせ穴べらについてるだけのやつらだから全然心が痛まない。だってたくさんの人を殺してるもんね、無意味にね。はい、おっとっと、間違えた。はい、よし、お、いいね。はい、いったはい、よいしょ。はい、早かった。みんな強い。こっちまっすぐ行って、そろそろアンブロシアでいけるだろう。はい、行くぞ。うん。はい。すんごい。危ない危ない。危ない。アンブロシアが。危ないな。あれー、落ちちゃった。シュシュシュ。離脱しちゃう。みんなが。降りよう。いた。はい。あれーちょっと誰もいない。よし。あ、ちょ、まだ。落ちちゃうから。ここの崖は落ちられるんだよ。よし。はい。はい。はい。トン。よし。はあ、危ない。ここから落ちちゃうと戦線離脱しちゃうから。あれ欲しい。たとえ10ギルでも欲しい。光ってると欲しくなる。ギルチュー。はい、間違えたぞ。おっと。終わった？よし。行こうね。はい。あれ血が。
Blood, Clive.
血だよ、ほら。
And still wet.
トルガルが怒っている。これは確か思い出し。
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are, and still, you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again.
よし。
I'll show you a true shield, Rosario.
許さんと。
Give me thunder.
トン。よし、いけ。どうだ。ガルーガー。ジャンプ。他にはいないのか。他には。結構クライブ英語だとテンション高いのね。はい。
It's over.
結構ワイルドなクライブ君。さてと、尋問。
Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps. They await you in Ordeal. Guardians of the Flame.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry.
でももう手遅れって。はあ。はい。もう本当にひどいこれは。これで恐れるというよりはみんなが怒ると思わないところがさ、分かってないよね。
Find something, boy. Death.
Found her.
なかなかえぐい。
This was my mother's doing.
ショックだよね。いくらクライブでもね。まさか親がこういうことをするとは。
I never truly understood her. But this.
Clive.
血縁とは思えない。
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it.
血がつながっていると思えないよね、本当。
We should go.
Yes.
ね、後で。
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
入ってからこの間のここら辺にいたんだね。私すぐそばの道かと思ったけど、意外と中入ったところにあったのか。後でね、ちゃんと種火の守り手がお墓を作ってくれるから、それは本当に良かった。行く場所がわからないんだけど、こっちね、こっちが。多分ね、どこだっけな。お墓を作ってくれるよね、ここら辺。多分確かここら辺だと思ったけど、この辺だっけ。一人も残ってないんだもんね。いやー、ひどい話。
They're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith.
しかも造船所をぶっ壊してるからさ、本当にバカなんだなって思うよね。職人もみんな殺してるからさ、船を作る造船技術なんてそんなポンポン生まれてこないですけどみたいな。
Didn't happen to come by way of Oldhill, did you? Saw some Imperials clad in black making for the docks just the other day.
やばいよ、行かない方がいいよ。
You couldn't see the sun for all the ravens.
トラウマになっちゃう。あれは。
I did, Mummy. I could hear him shouting from down the road.
Hutch, no. You didn't hear nothing.
恐怖の対象でしかない。守ってくれると住民から思われていない。敵だと思われてる。
They tell us there's a curfew, but then refuse us passage back to our homes.
Passage to the provincial capital is restricted to Imperial Army personnel.
The gates are closed. Be gone.
親はずっと操られていたというかの方が救いがあったな。ね。素でサイコパスなだけでした。まあ3周もすればね、アナベラの気持ちもわからないけど、まあ蝶よ花よとね育てられてきてね、やっぱりこうフェニックスを生むことをさ、こう期待されてたわけでね。なんなら男の子を産むよりもフェニックスを産むことの方が期待されてたわけですよ。それがねできなかったので、すごくショックだったんだよ。
I'm hungry.
それはなんかわかる気がするけどさ、昔の女性の立場なんてね合ってないようなもんだから。でもそんなひどい国じゃなかったけどね。
You find no succor to the south travelers, nor beyond the Buet. The Empire has seen fit to banish us from our own land.
まあだからといってアナベラのやったことをね理解はできないけどね。許せもできない。
The place is a wretched hive of thieves and blackguards.
許すこともできないけども、まあ、気ぐらいが高かったらまあアナベラがねラストの方で言うけど、なんかこそこそとね噂話をされて我慢ならねえっていう気持ちもまあそういう人もいるだろうなっていうのはまあわかるはわかるけど、自分の国を裏切ってここまですることが許されるかといったら、それはちょっと許されないよね。さすがにやりすぎたよね。
What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better.
ここもアナベラとかの別荘もきっとあっただろうね。
We should start with the main gate and see where that gets us.
アナベラもあれだね、太閤家の親戚みたいなところ、包茎だったから、ここにあっただろうね。七大貴族のどっかのところだと思うんだけどね。
That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
この中に入れないからね、もうね。おっと
Children are starving!
Have mercy.
Voice-rinsed dogs they are. You can't ignore us forever.
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep.
Better out there than in here.
Oh, enough.
Fuck off.
Hang the chinless bastards. Those crystals belong to us all.
I said, where were you, filth?
Back to your sties.
Cut you down where you stand.
Destroy it.
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in.
国を転々としても裏切られそうだけどね。そこのさ、さじ加減がすごいよね。
I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. The Lazarus. We'll find our way into the city there.
クライブが知らないのはどうなんだ。
If you're sure, the entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
クライブはあれだね、王城に住んでたから、
As long as it is abandoned.
ここはあんまりよく知らなかったのかも。城からの脱出経路はまた別にあったんだろうね。
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for.
アナベラは本当にカリスマ性は素晴らしかった。
Our last crystal just shattered. What are we gonna do now? Drink
再
rain
開
water
す
from
る。
puddles? Eat our rabbit raw?
よいしょ。みんなどこにも行く当てがないのに。
Half the guards at that gate are Rosarian. They've sold their souls for the promise of a warm bed. Not that I can blame them. The Empire's left us nothing.
いるよ、実際の歴史の中にもそうやって手のひらくるりんして出世するやつ。
You'd leave us to the wolves.
Yeah.
Why won't
Maybe
you
they'd
let us
shut you
in?
up.
Open the damn gates!
Why won't they let us in? We're all Rosarians.
なるほど。ここはからポートイゾルゼには入れないから、じゃあ行くか。
When the blight came to our village, we had no choice
子供が死に
but
そう
to
だ。
flee. But it seems the nobles of Port Isolde have no sympathy with our lot, and would rather we starved out here.
いやー、ひどい。ロザリアを取り戻す物語になっても熱かったな。ね、それやりたかったよね。いずれお家復興したかったのに。まあ、でも、こう、多分ゆくゆくは、こう、なんだろう。また違う国の形になって、広告ではない形で、何かしらの、まあ、形にはなっていくんだろうなとは思ったけどね。ただそこでクライブが指揮を取るかは分からん。あ、どこに入り口。まあ生きてると仮定すればね、それもあり得たとは思う。なんか外堀からいろいろ埋められてたしね。
This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
ね、絶対綺麗だっただろうね。ここからね、撃たれるんだよね。失礼しちゃうよ。よし、じゃあ分からせてやろう、クライブの力を。ただここもうちょい。
Not abandoned then.
Oi! Visitors!
おい
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out.
野党め。ぐるぐる。フェニックスの力を見せてやろう。あれこれイフリートの力かもしれない。あれこれごめん、イフリートの力だったかも。ごめんごめんごめん。いや、フェニックスを装備してない。フェニックスの力が見せてあげたかった。フェニックスの力を。イフリートの力だった。
I've only ever seen one man fight like that.
あ、剣技は見てくれたね。
And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
そう、怒ってるんだ、ブライブは。
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died.
久しぶり。 久しぶり。
Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
久しぶりにマイロード聞いた。
We can speak inside.
うむ。頭もさおって読んでた。ひどい。ウェイドはもうちょっとちゃんとヘアスタイルとかに気をつければもうちょっといい男になったよね。もうちょっと刈り上げるじゃないけど、うん。そっちの方が似合ってたかもしれない。
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye, the foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we. Make ready. This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
宝箱もらって、みんな。
Oh, buck up, man. At least you're not dead.
強いでしょ?
I suppose we owe you our thanks. You spared us when you could have just as easily sent us to the mud.
分かればいいんだよ。分かればね。
We'll show them that the fire in our hearts is not so easily quenched.
The Black Shields won't know what hit them.
みんなやる気。
telling me that's the
In the flesh. Saw him once when I was your age. He had that same look in his eyes.
We'll show them as much mercy as they did our sisters and brothers in Old Hill.
Less if I have my way.
みんな怒っている。
Allow
そりゃ
me
そう
to
よ。
tend to your needs, my lord.
あ、ここでもマイロードって言ってくれてるね。
Of
次買っ
course,
ちゃ
my
おう。
lord. It has been an honor.
いろいろ言ってくれる。久しぶりに言われたから嬉しい。あれ、あっちにも人がいるな。
We'll keep them from the bridge. Don't you worry.
You better. Brother Wade's life depends upon it.
どう？これは言ってくんないね。よし、じゃあ上にはいなさそうだから。よし、ウェイド、行こう。やっつけてやろうじゃないか。
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buett Bridge and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
So Wade, the bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good. Now make ready for battle.
As you command.
よろしくね。
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
よし。ブラックシールドとかいうやつらを倒しに行きましょう。こっち側から。いや、楽しみだな。うん。
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village. We tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
やろう。あれ？あ、ウェイド今日いるね。ちなみに、はい、あ、いるじゃん、ウェイド、ゲスト。よし、セーブしとこう。よし。このアイコンかわいいよね。ウェイド。なんか足長いかも。よし。なんかボロを着てる感じがアイコンからも伝わってくるんですけど、ドットからも伝わってくる。ちょっと待って。やっぱりここはさ、フェニックスの力を見せるべきでは？これ、ちょっと待って。装備だな。これを、まあ、これだけはフェニックスの力なんだけど、これが、でもこれがフェニックスの力だね。ここで、これを外して、必殺技を入れてしまいましょう。転生の炎。これです。よし。よし、ここはまだ人が普通に。でも、言葉が違うはず、そろそろ。あれ？
Look at me sideways. How was the Black Shields?
そうそう。もうなんかね、嫌なことしてる。
Come along now. We'll find another bridge.
みんなに嫌がられてる。
Bastards are lucky I didn't have my axe.
よし。
There they are. On your command, my lord.
やってやろうみんな。
What is it now? I told you! We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame. Ha! You presume to tell us
世の
that
顔
a
見
pair
忘れ
of
たか。
filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields. Then come! Die along with your flame!
いや本当に世の顔見忘れたかっていう感じではある。
Forest area!
Forest area!
待ってこれで思い出すだろう。あ、思ったより聞かないな。あ、いや聞いてる聞いてる。よしよし。まあ、第一陣なんですけどね。
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far back!
あれはいはいはいはいはいはいはい、なんか魔法使ってる音がする気がする。やめろ。はい、よし。はい、行けクライブ。お前しかいない、止めるのは。あ、トルガルもいけるけど。はいはい、フェニックスの羽いけ。あ、ちょっと多かった。はいはいはいはいはい。あ、終わった。次がいるはず。
A noble stand, albeit
仲間がさ倒されてずっと見てんだもんね。マジで最後が。フ
taking it. You have but
ェニックス
proven
美しい
our point
ね。
that this land is in
逆賊お
dire
前ですけど。
need of cleansing.
アナベラの側近でしょ。クライブのこと知ってるよね。おっとっと、はいはいよいしょ、はいよいしょ、はいはいよし、今です、みんな今だよ。さらにここで見せてあげましょう、クライブの力を。リミットブレイクどうだこれどうですか。はいはいはい、これがクライブの力。はい、おっとっと、もったいないからな、もったいないから。また余計なのが来てるなあ。いててていてていてててガルアウ。よいしょ。あ、死んじゃいそう。あー、死んじゃいそう。もう一回フェニックス見せてあげたい。もう一回見たい。もう一回。あ、トルガルがやっつけそう。トルガルがやっつけそう危ない危ないぞ。もうちょっと待つんだみんな。あ、ジルもやっつけそうだな。あー、とっとっとっとっと。いてていてていてていてていてて。はい、行きましょう。はいはい。これがフェニックスの力。思い出してくれたかな。あ、ここまですれば思い出したでしょう、クライブのことを。これがフェニックスの盾の力。一方的
I don't see any more.
うん。
Nor do I. The plan worked.
No problem.
It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud.
よかったね。
Lord, perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well.
まあね。
She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home. and we must fight for it, as we always have and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die, and her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
「主力部隊を撃ったからね、そんなに簡単にはね、まあ黒い鎧をつけることは簡単かもしれないけどね、質は下がるだろうな。
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
おっと、ブローチまたもらった。
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
I know. Go on now, my lord. よし。こう容赦なく進んでいくんだよね。本当はここでセーブをしたいところなんだけど、どんどこ進んでいく。ここもね、名場面だよね。
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
後ろの剥製
Not a
よ。
chance.
Right,
I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
豪快なおじさんだよね。
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit.
みんな大好き、バイオロンおじさん。大好き。おや
Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue.
ジルも一緒にいるのに。
You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, For thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Maddo in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you.
めっちゃ喜んでくれた。
You always were fond of that scene from The Saint of the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford. So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster?
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us, then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
おじさんの浮かれっぷりがとっても嬉しい。ね、ここでこの BGM はたまんないよね。
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Monsters.
なかなかセーブできない。そうなんだよね。
When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could.
So だよね。いずれ殺されるかもしれないとは思ってもね。
So I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
いや、全然違うとは思うけど、ジルはずっと後悔してるんだよね、そこをね。アナベラとはもう天と地っていうかもう比べられないレベルだけどね。
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
ちょっとヘタレなんだよね、ここね。尊いけどさ。もうちょっと進んでもいい。あ、トルガルがジルに呼ばれて一緒に歩いていきました。かわいい。はい、一旦ここに戻って、今10分前なんですね。で、クラウドの誕生日を祝いたいので、ちょっとここで10分時間を潰して、乾杯をしようかなと思います。鉄の国ね。
Only the founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
ビビアンに話したら終わりだから。
It will be over soon. One way or another.
違う。話しかけて。あ、話しかけられないの？横にいてジャンプするのはおかしいよ、クレブ。はい。いい絵だけど。序盤じゃないとさ、明るい感じで撮れないんだよね。こういうさ、今日がこう出てるけどさ、青い空でみたいな、まあ、空はいいんだけど、こう、ラストに向かってさ、暗くなるじゃない？だから、撮れる時に撮っておかないと、なかなかね、後でとか思ったらね、撮れなくなっちゃうからね。
Maeve over there is the best thing to happen to Hideaway since well, ever. she's got a smile like sunshine.
飲みすぎじゃね？
And she can pull an ale.
10分後にまた一杯を飲ませてあげるから。あとはみんなは
とりあえずサブクエも受けておこう。
I didn't take you for a scholarly van.
Oh, this? It's Valisthea, a culinary pilgrimage. I borrowed it from old tomes. Seems there's no creature in the realm so foul it can't be cooked up into something delicious.
Think I'll stick to the unfoul ones, thanks.
Where's your sense of adventure, Sid? Honestly, one glance at these recipes, and even you would trade in your sword for a butcher's cleaver. From spit roasts to sweetmeats, this book has them all. What I wouldn't give to bring these recipes to life.
If it's my blessing you're hoping for, then by all means.
Well, I'm no hunter, Sid. The first tunnel worm I came across would be the death of me. But you're made of sterner stuff. Would you help me resurrect one of these recipes?
Something tells me you won't be taking no for an answer. Fine, I'll help.
Fantastic! Thank you.
Dare I ask what's on the menu?
Chance's Stew. It was once a favourite among the gourmands of Oriflamme, if the author is to be believed. Though Molly's never heard of it. The only problem is that while the recipe is extremely detailed in most respects, it's infuriatingly cryptic as to the main ingredient. A beast, no doubt. Most likely something that would make easy work of a simple cook with more broth than brawn, but unwanted violets. I've no idea what they might be.
Does the book say anything else?
Well, only that the sweetest violets sprout atop the bed of roses.
Roses. Rosaria, perhaps? One of the butchers in Martha's Rest might know something. I'll ask next time I'm there.
クライブのこのわからない答えに対しては知っていそうな人をチョイスできる能力って素晴らしいと思う。あらゆる情報の中からここならいけるんじゃないかなっていう当たりがつけられるっていうのは本当にね素晴らしいことだよ。
He's not a monster. He's Torgal. And he'd take a liking to you too if you gave him as many nuts as Nan does.
トルガルとお友達になりたいのかな。カロン。
Well, don't just stand there gawping. Watch yourself out there.
さてとみんなどう話してくれないな。あ、ちょっと時間つぶしを今何分だ ?53 分。
Deadlands wouldn't be half as bad without all the bloody dust.
あ、そんなに一生懸命しなくても大丈夫だよ。そんな汚れてないから。いないし。いっぱい生きているマーテルの果実。マーテルの果実を受け取った。それにしても、この実も随分甘くなったものだ。シドは昔の酸っぱい実を気に入っていたようだが、あいつにとって隠れ家で育った果実は、どんな味であれ、本当に特別なものだったのだろう。立派な木が育って、マーテルもシドも喜んでいるはずだ。種火の守り手より。クライボ様、こうして再びお会いできるとは思いませんでした。平もここにいれば、きっと再会を喜んだことでしょう。種火の守り手は今後もあなたへの協力を惜しみません。共に戦えることを誇りに思います。クリスタル自治領の、軍事情勢。ダルメキアとザンブレクの動向だが、自治領を、囲む両部の睨み合いは頓着状態が続いている。膠着状態。戦いが本格的に始まるのはまだ先になるだろう。引き続き注視する。膠着状態でした。で、果実が増えました。はい。このさ、ヘドウィグにさ、全然、何ヘドウィグにね、何もあげられないのが、今なんか、謎の振動が、あ、わかったわかった、これだ。びっくりした。55分になったらタイマーが鳴るようにセットしておいたんです。すっごいびっくりした。なんだと。謎の振動が。自分でセットした。はい。で、あっちの、まだ大丈夫だよね。5分あるから、あそこで飲むだけだから。はい。クラウドおめでとうって言ってね。この人たち話してくんないね。ダメ？
sea voyage this time, is it? I can lend you an oilskin if you're looking to keep the salt off your back.
Typical nobles, cowering behind their walls rather than joining the fight.
なんでみんなそんなこと知ってんの？村社会だからな、噂が広まるのが早いんだよな。
How did we never hear about these guardians of the flame?
Same way they never heard about us, I expect.
ここのさ、情報漏洩がひどいんだよ。別にいいけどね。まあなんか種火の守り手は別に自分たちの名前は売ってほしいみたいなところあったから別にいいけど。
Clive! Oh, am I glad to see you?
Is something wrong?
It's Blackthorn. He ain't himself. And if I'm honest, he ain't been for a while. Normally it only takes a couple of drinks to perk him back up, but not this time. Something's getting him down. And whatever it is, he ain't telling. It's like he's lost his spark, you know? He's barely got enough fire in his belly to get the ump about stuff. But I'm thinking he might if we both bent his ear, because he respects you, innit? So, what do you say?
Fine. If you think it will help.
Knew you'd understand.
But if he doesn't want to talk, we let him be. He'll open up when he's ready.
All right. Now, he'll only smell a rat if we both turn up at once. So, I'll go first, and you can meet us at the forge. Wait a bit, then head over when you're ready.
よし、いい感じの時間になってきたな。あ、で、ちょっと。
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Your benefactors are a generous lot. You earned this. All done?
A part of me thought Drake's head might be the last crystal we ever cracked. But I'm glad I was wrong.
まあね、ネクタールはいいや。よいしょ。58分。できればね、みんなでわーって飲みたいけど、そういうのないから。あと、どっかで美味しいものが食べれるんだったら、まあ、それでもよかったんだけど、そういうシステムないからね。残念ながら、ここでは。みんな飲んでるね。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、11。まあ、大体でもここ、まだ人結構いるから、みんな飲んでくれるでしょう。よし。
You look like you could do with a drink.
はい。59分になったので、早いな、ちょっと。15秒経ちました。あともうちょっとね。さて、クラウド。あともうちょっと。30秒前。ドキドキする。45秒。50。はい。5、4、3、2。
Honestly, Sid, you're too nice for your own good.
そうそう、嬉しいことはね。
Do you hear that, ladies and gents? The next round's courtesy of the realm's most benevolent outlaw.
わー、クラウドお誕生日おめでとう。わーい。クラウドおめでとう。何歳かもうわかんないけど。永遠の21歳。はい、もう一回飲んでもらおうかな。3回ぐらい。
That's what we like to hear.
はい。
Welcome back, everyone. Sid's buying.
イエーイ。やったー。クライブがクラウドをお祝いしてくれてます。やったね。
Oh, you're not leaving already, are you?
うん。ああ、よかった。ふう、一旦抜けます。頑張ってください。ありがとうございます。 さて、今日の目的の一つを達成したと言っても過言ではない。私もね、ある程度終わったら、でももう少しやるかな。サブクエも、ただ鉄の国に行くのは次にしようかなとは思ってます。で、この辺も全部ちょっと1個ずつね。あ、でもこれ、次、必要だから、強くしておこう。こんなもんかな。よし。あ、で、アビリティなんだけど、サンダーストームじゃなくて、ライニングドットね。これを使わなくちゃいけないので、これを使っていきましょう。で、フェニックスの、転生のフェニックス。転生のフェニックスってなんだ転生の方の。これを、どうしようかな。これ、イグニッション何にしてたんだっけ？使いにくいやつをとりあえず使おうかなとか言ってたんだよね。確かね。ダイヤモンドダスト。これは使っちゃダメ。一番苦手なやつで頑張ろうみたいな感じだったかな。イグニッションね。これ。よし。いいね。で、一旦セーブして、どうも50個まではセーブができるということなので、どんどんセーブしていきましょう。はい。で、あとこれね、ブラックソーンのやつをやらないとね。サブクエを、やっていきましょう。多分ね、サブクエをして1時間ぐらいで終われるかなと思っております。私も明日お出かけするんでね、今日はあんまり長くはやらないですね。どうしたのブラックソン。
First August, and now you. What are you pair up to? What's it got to do with me?
August was worried that something had been weighing on your mind. I thought you might want to talk about it.
Did you now? I told you not to stick your nose in my business. What'd you go and do?
Clive just wants to help, innit? What's so bad about that? Talk to him. You never know, you might feel better for getting it all out in the open. Please, mate. I'm worried about you.
Phil shut you up. It's nothing really. Stupid. Not the sort of thing you bother people about.
Why don't you tell us all the same?
どうした?
Karen and I have an arrangement. I keep an eye on Goots, and she shows me what the competition's up to. Interesting arms and armor, things like that. Anyway, the other day, she shows me a cuirass she's come by. Masterpiece of level work. Light, supple, and tougher than it had any right to be. Made my stuff look like heavy, clumsy shit. I should have brought the bastard thing there and then just to study it, but I was too proud. Now every time I reach for my hammer, I'm reminded that I'm not the craftsman I thought I was. There. You happy? You got what you came for. Now piss off.
All right. We're going. I always thought of old Blackthorn as a bit of a force of nature. Like a storm cloud full of hail. Didn't think anything could rattle him. Least of all a stupid piece of leather.
Blackthorn's always taken pride in his craft. Questioning it means questioning himself. Something tells me this is only going to get worse. If he has doubts, it will affect his work, which will only add to his problems. We need to nip this in the bud.
I couldn't agree more.
He said he should have bought that cuirass. Perhaps we should track it down for him. Assuming you're happy to help, that is.
Too bloody right I am.
Glad to hear it. First things first, then. We need to speak to Karen.
よし、聞いてみよ
う。So, we find a cuirass, give it to Blackthorn, then he works out how to make it and goes back to being his surly old self, right? Simple.
Clive,
家事師と、わかんないんだよな。これなんだ。
I always thought I could teach the best of them a thing or two about working with leather. But... oh, I've wasted enough breath talking about it. Be off with you.
もう自分がナンバーワンだと思ってたっていうのがすごいよね。はい、ハトさん。
Sing a song of six, gilt a bag of phoenix down. A pigeon from the rear deck, boiled in Molly's brown.
うん、この子歌うね、英語の子は。多分日本語の子そんな歌ってたかな。歌ってたっていうイメージないんだけど。ね。さて、カローに話して。
Monster's taken quite a liking to Lady Karen. Karen, do you have a moment? Blackthorn mentioned that you'd recently come by a leather cuirass. An exquisite example of the craft, from what he told us.
And he ain't been himself since he saw it. So we thought we'd buy it for him.
Sorry, sold it already. Didn't think Blackthorn cared for it the way he turned his nose up. But it was nicely put together, that's for certain. Even if the bloke who made it is a bit of an odd one. Happened across him on my travels. Makes all his stuff to order, but the fella who commissioned it refused to pay. He didn't like the colour of summit. So I took it off his hands for a fair price.
You don't know where we might find him, do you?
Like I said, he's a bit of an odd one. Doesn't even have a workshop. He doesn't trust hunters neither, which means he spends as much time out tracking beasties as he does working their hides.
I see.
ありがとう、カロン。
He did tell me something, though. Apparently, his next commission's for a set of griffin hide greaves.
Here, there's a griffin on the hunt board. The curse breakers were placing bets on who'd bag it. Now, where the bleeding hell was it sighted? Somewhere in Sambrek, maybe. Care Northern, that was it.
Thank you, Karen.
あり
We'd
が
be
とう。
lost without you.
At least you admit it.
So, it sounds like going after that griffin might be the best chance we have of finding our roaming leather worker.
I'll leave the hunting to you if you don't mind. While you get on with that, I'll ask around the markets. See if I can't sniff out who he is and where he's hiding.
Good idea. Hopefully one of us will be able to track him down.
よろしくね、そっちは。よし。あとはこれか。あ、これはあれだね、リスキーモブのやつ。みんなのセリフは変わってないかな。ちょっと聞いてこようかな。さらっとね、さらっと。話してくれない。上はどうだ。で、リスキーモブに行って、
Could this place be any more confusing? I'm lost half of the time.
I'd take that over being found by the constables any day.
ね、クライブ頑張りすぎてしまった。これはもうあれだね、空のさ文明の時には超大型飛空艇だったんだろうね。いっぱい人が乗ったんだろうな。
Shirley has grown into a fine woman.
Just like you said.
She's taught me that none of us are too old to learn.
あ、エディータのやつ貼ってもらえるよね、この後ラストの方で。お日様見てる。塵と灰とすす。でも希望を見つける。湖に浮かんでいるの。エディータ。なるほど。あ、これはエディータのやつね。あ、ここに書いてあるのか。なるほど。もっとラストの方かと思ってたけど、あれは物語、小説だっけ。なんか3人のさ、この子供たちと先生かなんかの冒険物を書いてたよね、確かね。
Young Mid wouldn't want us snooping down there. She calls it her dungeon to scare the children away.
はい、あ、上は大してこれ変わんないかな。
Sid, come to look out over the lake?
ただいま。 みんながお帰りって言ってくれるとほっとするよね。
Feels like it's on fire.
Might be Tyre has a balm for that. Or if not, a scalpel.
腰が痛いって言っている割にはよ。
Sid, I hear you're planning to visit another mother crystal. How did I hear, you ask? Some habits die hard, I suppose. But don't worry. We're all on the same side now.
そうだね。ドレイクヘッドもなんで壊されたのかみんな分かってないんだもんね。でもさ、最初はさ、もう大悪人と思っててもさ、2個3個と壊されたらね。
That's how Hugo Kupka was able to prime that night 5 years ago, despite there being no ether in the Deadlands. Says here that while conjuring magics requires a bearer to draw ether from the air around them, priming requires a dominant to draw it from their very self.
そうそう、何個もさ、発開されてればさ、だんだん気づくよね。これは本当にただのいたずらなのかみたいなね。そうじゃないんじゃないかっていうね。まあ、そこまで俯瞰的に見れる人がどこまでいるかわからないけどね。お洋服変わってるね、お姉さん。
There's many a man and maid who gladly welcome young
あれ、
Cole
コー
down
ル。
there to their beds.
あれ、コールやば。
I only have eyes for goat. Now, there's a man I could get behind, though I'd rather have him behind me.
いや、怪しい怪しい。やばい、オットーから聞いてなかったから、ちょっと抜かしちゃったかもな。
Book, do you think you might read it to me?
本読んでほしいの？読めないのか。よいしょ。ネクタール。はい。これ、ドズメアって魔獣を探してるクポ。それなら掲示板に手配書が貼り出されてるクポ。はい、これね、ドズメア、ロストウィングからノルバーントリデへ向かう道中。これ写真撮っとかないとね、忘れちゃうかな。よいしょ。よし。ノルバーントリデへ向かう道中で林道を揺らすほどの激しい風と魔獣の叫びが耳に届いた。で、これをね、やっていかないと。さて。
A part of me thought Drake's head might be the last crystal we ever cracked. But I'm glad I was wrong.
さて、頑張ろう。一旦セーブして。
Never hear about these guardians of the flame.
Same way they never heard about us, I expect.
よし。やろう。ワールドマップから、はい。ここに行けば、で、マーサの方先に行った方がいいかな。あと、ロストウィングだよね。まあ、まず先にマーサやりましょう。さてと、まっすぐだね。肉屋に聞き込みをする。おいしい。
Thank you for sticking with us.
Well, we can't exactly leave old Martha in the lurch after everything she's done for us.
みんなマーサさんのこと大好き。
have to look after each other, don't we? So, about the price of them turnips.
ザンブレクの兵士たち、騎士よりもマーサの方が大切。
I've bade this town farewell. I've grown rather fond of the old place.
死なばもろともという感じですね。
Ah, welcome. Times may be hard, but if you got the gill, I got the goods. What can I do you for?
Unwanted violets, if you have them.
Though I'd gladly settle for learning what they are if you don't.
Why, I haven't heard folk call them that since I was a lad. You're looking for scorpion tails. Unwanted violets is what folk used to call them back in the day. They turn a wicked purple when you boil them up, hence the name. Used to chuck them in the pot when there weren't nothing else on offer, when there was a war on, that sort of thing. Thankfully, times aren't yet as hard as that. And even if they were, you wouldn't find anyone selling them these days.
Do the scorpions still live nearby?
I dare say they do. 3 reeds would be your best bet, if memory serves.
Thank you. You've been most helpful.
ありがとう。よし。じゃあ、これね。スコーピオン。あ、尻尾。ここら辺にないんだよね。水道橋か。こっちから行くしかないね、やっぱね。あ、トルガルトルガルはい。よしよしよし。もうジャンプしちゃうクライブ。いっか。マーサー、あれから大丈夫？なんか襲われて以来来てないけど。どう
？Didn't have the numbers.
All right, Clive.
マースの宿の変化について。
Most folk round here. So I told him everything.
あ、そうなんだ。ベアラーをかくまっていたことも、黒騎士の目的も全部ね。あ、みんなに話したんだね。そのせいで私のことを許せないって街を出て行った人もいる。あ、そうなんだ、マーサー。でもね、彼らはここで起きたことを公言しないと誓ってくれた。故郷がイーストプールの二の舞になるのはごめんだ。そう言って。なるほどね。だから私は彼らの故郷を守らなきゃならない。この町を愛して残ってくれた人たちと共に戦わなきゃならない。
This town is ours.
たとえ町に残る人が最後の一人になってもね。なるほど。じゃあもうここにいる人たちはマーサの味方なんだね。ずっと何があっても。そうだよね。怖い人たちは出ていくけど、でもマーサが嫌いっていうわけじゃなくて、要は報復が怖いんだよね、きっとね。だから別に何も言わないし、街自体は好きなんだね。なるほど。アナベラ様がイーストプールを焼いてから5年、今のロザリアには穏やかに暮らせる場所なんてほとんどない。ベアラー粛清のために黒騎士が来たのはうちだけじゃない。遠方の集落でも同じようなことがあったそうだ。ベアラはベアラってだけで、なぶり殺され、彼らをかくまったロザリア人もことごとく処刑された。このままじゃいつかみんな諦めてしまう。アナベラ様には逆らうな、おとなしく従うのが賢いんだって。こうして奪われていくのは人の、命だけじゃない。ロザリア人の炎の民としての誇りすら奪われちまうのさ。そうだね。確かに。オールドヒル造船所のことを聞いたよ。悔しい話だね。私がベアラーをかくまっていた修道院とは目と鼻の先じゃないか。同じようにベアラーを守っていた人たちがこんなに近くにいたってのに全くやるせないよ。そんなに近かったかな？
You stay safe now.
We should have stopped them. We should have fought them off.
What did we do to deserve this?
Martha's been going round the empty houses after lights out and tidying up what the old tenants left behind. So that if they ever do come back, at least they won't come back to a mess.
なるほどね。マーサが町を出てった人のお家をきれいにしてるんだ。お掃除していつでも戻ってこれるように。なんて真面目っていう言い方あれだけど偉いね、ほんと。みんなが本当の意味で出て行ったわけじゃないっていうのは分かってるんだよね。出て行きたくて行ったわけじゃないっていう。
After what the Empire did to Martha's lot, I'd be daft to stay. If it carries on like this, I won't have any bearers left.
I understand. May the blessing go with you.
この人か。 出ていくって言ってるタイプの人たち。まあでももともとさ、マーサのさ、宿から生まれた町だからさ、マーサがどうしよう。まあ別に。
She had a man of Grega mopping their brows. The whole thing's unseemly if you ask me.
まあね、そりゃそうなんだけどね。
Please, teach me how to fight.
All right. If you're still here when my shift is over, I'll spar with you.
別にだからって何してもいいってわけではないかもしれないけど。ねえ。
I love Martha like a sister. You know I do. If this is going to end up turning into another East Pool.
We should leave while we have the chance.
まあ、危ない橋を渡りたくないんだったら、そこそこのところで、そこそこね、薬にも毒にもならないような、そういうところで。
And we have each other.
そう、静かに暮らすのが正解なのかもしれない、そういう人たちはね。じゃあ、こっちじゃないんだって。
Thank you for sticking with us.
サイレントマジョリティになって、それが賢いっちゃ賢いよね。結局いいやつは死んだやつらだっていう紅の豚のセリフはあったけど、そういいやつから死んでいく、志あるやつから。そうなんだよね。皮肉といえば皮肉。皮肉というのか。よいしょ。もうちょい先だね。行くか、アンブロシアで。アンブロシア。はい。カモン。ヘイ。このもっとさ、こっち。よし。モンスターと戦うからね。ギルチュー来ました。おっとっとっと、ここだ。アンブロシア危ない。よし。スコーピオン。よし、行け。よしよしよしよし。ちょっと燃えちゃいそうだけど。はい。いいね。強いぞ。はい。よし、いいね。はい。だー。一瞬で。ダメか。なんかダメだな。あ、死んじゃった。いやはい、至根の銃砲。
I better get this back to Yvonne before it goes bad. Or any worse at least.
よし。で、あともう一個あったよね。なんだっけ。ここじゃない。あ、リスキーモブだ。ロストウィングから、ノースリーチじゃない。どっちだっけ。ロストウィングから、ノルバーントリで西門に向かう山中。そうだ、ここね、ロストウィングじゃないんだよね。確かここだっけ。ノルバーントリで西門だからこっちなんだよ。だからこういう感じで行く感じ。どっかにいたはず。ここだっけ。ないんだよね。自力で行くしかない。ちょっとみんなの話を聞きながら。
But when can I go on a special errand for Master Quinton?
向上心のある子供だね。なんかこう子供のさ、声を聞いてるとさ、復讐のためにこう大人たちがね生きてるというのが子供は巻き込めないよね。
It's
not just the crystals. Bearers are having trouble with their magics as well.
マスターに話してみようか。なんか言ってくれるかも。
If too many barrels is your problem,
I reckon I could lend a hand.
Good to see you, Sid, as always. Master Quentin's out back.
大丈夫声。久しぶり、簡単。
How might I help you, Sid?
仕事。
Lest you wonder.
うん。
Yes.
うん。ぶどう畑については。
If you must know.
あ、ドレイクヘッドが消えてからワインに使うブドウの育ちが悪くなってきた。なるほど。あ、でも。何？話しかけられてる。それでもお前の隠れ家からもらった資料のおかげで随分と品質も持ち直した。なるほどね。ここまで借りを作るつもりはなかったが、まあ感謝はしておくさ。なるほど。
Regrettably.
マザークリスタがなくなって影響なのか、ここのところ魔力が弱くなっているようで。それを補うために村に住むベアラたちが無理して魔法を使うようになっちまってる。俺に無断で死に急ぐような真似しやがって。連中の奴隷根性も大概にしてほしいもん。俺はあいつらにまともな死に方なんぞ教えてやれ。死に時すらわからないやつはお前のところに送りつけてやるから。ツンデレかな。あ、ついね、やっちゃうんだよね。
Are you even listening?
ダメだ、酔っ払い。
If we're to sup on sour news, let it be over sweet wine.
Wench! Another round!
ダメだこいつら。酔っ払いすぎる。最高のワインを飲んでるんだろうね。ゴールドン農場のワインは最高だから。
If you ever need a room, Sid, just say the word. I'll have a bed made up while you eat, and that goes for your friends too.
うちに下ろしてくれるんだからね、安くね。さて行くか。よいしょ。確かこっちでいいはずなんだよね。普通に行けばいいはずだから。うん、そうね。よし。もう持ってたらアンブロッシャに乗れるからアンブロッシャで行きましょう。よいしょ。こんにちは。久しぶり。よし、行けるね。そろそろ。
Come on.
はい。カモン。はい。トントントン。すっ。握る。ああ。なんか今ジルが言ってたね。何？気をつけてみたいな感じ？あ、どこら辺だろうな。ここいら辺のどっかにいると思うんだ。あれじゃないね。あ、そうだ、あの門の近く。思い出したぞ。ここからまだ先に行って、で、あそこの近くだね。ここもクラブたちがボロボロにした砦、ノルバン砦。なんかボロボロ感ない。
Griffins don't exactly make for easy prey. Let's hope our craftsman hasn't bitten off more than he can chew.
ここあれでしょ。だってあれだよね。ガルーダと戦ったとこだもんね、確かね。ここ。よいしょ。
Be safe.
さて、お、いる。はい。いくつだっけ？あ、B か。ちょっと強いね。まあ大丈夫。このクライブ君は S 級じゃなければなんとかなるから。間違えちゃった。トルがあるあー、ちょっと。はい。いて。トルがある。 はいいいね。スッスッ、あ、ダメだった。スッスッ、はい、やめろ、痛い。スッ、よし、いいぞ。おっと、危な。はい、もう一回、はいはいはいはい、トルガル。スッスッ、痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い。スッスッ、危ないよ。今操作ができなかったんだけど、なんで？はい、痛い。戦い方が雑なんだよね。ずっとさ、チャレンジモードでさ、技を駆使というか使いまくって戦ってたから。あー、ちょトルガル。グッバイ。あ、今なんだよ。はい、これだ。あれ、痛いよ。よしよし、それ当たれ。あ、ちょっと当たったのかな、今の。当たってない？痛い。ちょっとまずいぞ、遊んでる場合じゃない。やめろ。はい、はい、ちょっとまずいね。アイテムを使いたくない。痛いよ。はい、それからよし、来た。いいぞ。でも何もやれることがない。リミットブレイクを使いたくない。よし、はい、よし、これをやりたい。もう一回。よし、どう？よし、あれ、ちょ痛い。よっしょ、ガルが危ない。はいスッこんな端っこじゃダメだって。会話しないでしょ。あー、死んじゃった。ジャンプしてやりたかったな。まあいいや、倒せだから。これで、お、レベルアップした。よかった。久しぶりのレベルアップ。素材ももらったね。はい。いや、こいつはやばいね。なんか一般人が倒せるレベルじゃない。
Something there, boy.
いや、無茶よ、おっさん。まあ、トルガルにさ、なんとかボーイって言って、ビッグボーイとかさ、言ってあげるのすっごい可愛い。相性で呼んであげるの。よし、ポーションもらった。あれどこ行った？あ、いた。はい、危ないよ。何やってんの？ライではない気がする。
Say I'll survive. That griffin caught me before I could get an arrow off. Must have lost sight of me in the grass, though. I'd be dead if it hadn't.
More likely than not.
The name's Camille. I'm a lowly leather worker, if you couldn't tell by the smell of me.
Not so lowly from what I hear. Do you remember selling to a merchant by the name of Karen?
She's not an easy woman to forget. Bought a cuirass from me after I lost my buyer. Quite taken with my work, as far as I recall. Didn't stop her bartering me down to a pittance, though. She sent you for a refund?
It's not her who sent me.
カロンすごいね。めっちゃいいねこれって言って高く評価して安く買うっていうね。さすがだよ。
Consider me flattered.
You should be. He's a master of his art, and not an easy man to impress.
Blacksmiths are proud folk. It's a rare thing indeed for one to praise a glorified tanner. And I don't imagine an impressive swordsman like yourself would be getting your steel from any but the best. I'd dearly love to help a fellow craftsman, but... Well, actually, I suppose you could give him this.
What is it?
What?
Treated leather. Same stuff I used to make that cuirass. If your man's as skilled as he sounds, he'll know what he's looking at.
You sure?
Well, you did save my life. And thanks to you, I'll be going home with all the griffin hide I can carry. I'd say it's the least I can do. Short of showing him how to make the thing myself, that is. But there are rules against it. Secrets of the trade and whatnot.
In that case, I'll see that he gets it.
I'd be much obliged if you would. Right. I've got some greaves to make. You send your blacksmith my regards.
Will do. And thank you.
いやでもさ、自分で狩るっていうその信念はやめた方がいいかも。限度はあるよ。今のはね、リスキーモボちゃんだから、クライブとかドミナント系の人じゃないとちょっと無理かもしれないね。ドミナントランクじゃないとね。一人は無理よ。せめて20人とか50人とかで戦えば、まあ一流のね、石の剣とかレベルだったら、まあ50人くらい集まればいける可能性はある。ただ死ぬかもしれないけど。そういうレベル、リスキーモブって。これはショップでなんかついてるけど、まあこれはいらないな。一旦これで、食材の探検も終わってるはずだから、よし帰ろうか。で、他の町も多分大丈夫かな。この辺も。行けるところはないもんね。黒の一帯イーストプール。ここ行くとね、多分野党がいるんだよね。だけど、まあ、いいでしょう。はい、帰ってきた。さて、まずはご飯の方先やろうかな。はい、取ってきたよ。サソリ。
Did you find our mystery ingredient?
はい、至高の重宝。
I did indeed.
はい、これです。
Marvelous! Let's see. What am I supposed to do with this?
殻付きがいいんだってよ。ポイズンって言った。
But that's your unwanted violet.
Into the pot it goes, I suppose. Wait here. I won't be long.
頑張って。クライブは食べないけど。すごいこと。いやー。
I present Chance's Stew, risen once again from the ashes of obscurity. Grab a spoon, Sid. Let's eat while it's hot.
いやいやいやいや。
Not hungry.
Well, it'll be too late once I've licked the bowl clean. Your loss.
でも、この人は偉いね。自分で食べたかったのにさ、クライブどうぞって。
Odin's teeth. What an assault on the senses. It's like choking on swamp water. And yet, up through the pungency, there rise complex, meaty notes. It takes a moment to recover from such an onslaught of flavours, but never have I tasted anything so fine. Thank you, Sid. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I must share this gift. I won't rest until a steaming bowl of Chance's stew sits before everyone in the hideaway. A single mouthful, and Molly will be breeding scorpions of her own.
I'm sure she will.
これは誰でも取れそうだから、まあいいんじゃないかな。食料とかもね、買わないといけないからさ、それが、まあそこら辺のモンスターでね、なんとかなるんだったら。 食べたい人はね、食べればいい。決して強要はしないけど。
Well, that was certainly not what I expected.
これひどいんだけど。ここは影になってて、ね、よく見えないっていうのもあるけどさ、本当にひどい。色が。次なんだっけ。あ、ブラックソンだ。あ、本当ひどい。
He's not a monster. And with a bit of luck, Clive might even find the geezer.
Bloody busybodies, the both of you.
あ、でももらってきたよ。はい。
How'd it go, Clive? Did you find him, or does the hunt continue?
I found him. And he asked me to give you this, along with his regards.
はい。
You're joking.
He said he wouldn't teach you how to work it, but that if you were as skilled as you sounded, you'd have no trouble understanding how it was done.
So that's his secret. Crafty bastard. He's layered and cross-grained it. Good few times, too. No wonder it's tough. And that's no ordinary oil he's used to get that finish. Oh, this is fine work. Even finer than I thought.
Yeah? I'll take your word for it. Just looks like leather to me. Still, I'm glad you're happy. Here, Clive. You didn't happen to catch the fella's name, did you?
Camille, I believe.
I thought as much. There ain't many leather workers in the realm daft enough to do their own hunting, see? And his name kept cropping up when I was asking around. Turns out he's from Tabor. And again, most leather workers are. But our friend Camille guards a long-held family secret, the details of which are the subject of some debate in the leather-working community.
Then we better keep this close to our chests.
Listen, sorry for putting the both of you to all that trouble. Should have kept my moaning to myself. Still, I'm glad you found him. This has cheered me right up.
That was the idea. Clive's idea, anyway. He did most of the work.
It's good to have you back, Blackthorn.
Just don't expect me to go turning out work like this. There's a reason he does his own hunting. He knows exactly what hides to look for. And that's how he gets them to layer up so nicely. And don't get me started on how much oiling this leather would need. But I reckon I can make something about as good. Something a Cursebreaker will have no trouble caring for. Anyway, enough narrowing. I've got work to be getting on with.
Looks like we won't be needing a new blacksmith.
As if there was a better one out there. I wouldn't have been the same anyway. No one spins a yarn like old Blackthorn in his cups. Right, now that's sorted, I've got duties to attend to. Thanks, Clive. You've given me my mate back.
Yoshi. ベルトね。でも全部多分持ってるからまあこれはね、ブラックソンと仲良くなるためのクエストだから。はい。
Back, are ya? So, will it be?
やっぱね、残ってるとね、嫌な感じするもんね。これね。最高度持ってるからな。評価しても。そう、これね。まあ一つも強くならないってね。そりゃそうだ。それはそう。ビビアンに話しちゃうと次に行っちゃうんだけど、どうしようかな。まあ1時だし、明日出かけるからね、そろそろ今日は早めにやめようかな。ビビアンに話したらどうなるんだっけ。
be over soon.
ジルもなんかちょっと沈んでるし、この辺にしておこうかね。ちょうどキリがいいし。あとはパルコプラテスぐらい。あとタリアちょっと話してみようかな。なるべくね、こう前はなんていうの、流れを重視して話してなかった人たちにもなるべく話していきたい。
A journey by sea can be just as dangerous as one over land. Make sure you've plenty of pickled greens on hand, or you'll be bleeding from your gums before the iron blood have swung a club in earnest.
うん、そうだね。ダメ？じゃあもういないのかな。まだミノもいないしね。静かだわ。ぽよぽよ。こんにちは。あ、もうこっちの人はいないね。よし。じゃあ、一旦ここでジルの隣に行ってやめましょう。はい。いやー、今日面白かったね。特におじさんとのやりとりのところが素晴らしかった。これからジルがね、ちょっと辛い時期に、あ、今見た？明るい、ちょうど日が差してきてる。ほらほら、ちょうど日が、よし、もうちょい上に、よし、これがマックスくらいかな。ギリギリだね。ちょん。よしよし。これでいいかな。よし。これで、ピントをちょっと合わせて、どうかな。クライブがちょっと後ろにいるから、少し多めに、こんなもんか。よし。はい、写真。いいね。明るいところで撮るとやっぱりいい。これもいいよね。かっこいいクライブ。一人ずつ撮ってもかっこいいと思うけど、こんなことやってるとさ、本当に進まないんだって。例えばこれでさ、こう、あ、ジルちゃんかわいいねって言って、あれ、これ以上寄れないの？やっぱりイベントで撮らないとめっちゃ近いのは撮れないのかな。クライブはどう？クライブの方がなんか、なんでクライブの方が近づけるんだ？クライブが中心なのかな？結構クライブ近づけるね。まあ、この調子でジルちゃんにも近づいてほしいんだけど。ダメだ。ジルここで限界。あ、そうなのね。ジルはダメなんだ。クライブは結構近づけるんだ。これが主人公補正。マジか。なるほどね。一つ賢くなった。クライブがちょっとがっかりしてる感じが見てておりました。今、心の中で。マジか。よし。はい。よし。おっと。はい。ではね、今日はこの辺にしておきたいと思います。で、明日というか、まあ、今日なんだけど、クラウドの誕生日なんだよね。だから、まあでも夜はやろうかな。ちょっと遅くなるかもしれないんだけど、出かけるからね。でも少しはやると思います。せっかく連休だし、ね、やりたいよね。なんで、22時とかかな。いつもは21時からやるんだけど、22時くらいからやって、まあ、21時かもしれない。帰ってきて、私の気力によります。21時を目指して22時かもしれないし、そこら辺で、ツイッターでまた告知するので、来れる方はね、ぜひ遊びに来てくれると嬉しいです。でこれからね、ちょっとジルちゃんには辛いエピソードになるんだけれども、そこでね、クズをね、またぶっ倒して、 いきたいと。そして5年越しの、また時をね動かしていきたい。そして空風後ね、あいつのこともなんとかしていきたいというところで、頑張っていきましょうね。おじさんにも会えたし、おじさんとのねランデブじゃないデートもねデートも楽しみだからね、英語でねぜひ楽しんでいただければと思います。はい。で、そうそう、高評価、チャンネル登録していただけると嬉しいです。はい。では、本日もご視聴いただきましてありがとうございました。失礼いたします。またね。バイバーイ。